hello. Do I look crazy? I had it all set up. And then like, hold on. And then it like messed up. Okay. It's different when it's live, okay. Hi everyone, hello. My thing hasn't loaded in, so I gotta wait. Does this look crazy? I can't tell because my video hasn't loaded in yet. Oh, there it is. How come? Maybe I gotta make the whole thing full screen like this. Yeah. No, it's too. You can see everything in my room. Sorry. Hey. Oh, that looks better. That looks better. You didn't even tell me. Hi everyone. Hello, 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 hello. It's already kind of hot in here. It's already kind of warm. To be fair, I got all these lights on, so. Hey girl, happy channel anniversary. Thanks. Thank you. I'll be completely honest with you, I totally forgot. I kind of forgot. Well, no, I kind of did, but I kind of didn't. I think I remembered like a month ago. All I remembered was that I started my channel in August. Well, started, okay, there's specifics that go into this. But I remember uploading my first like real actual video in August. So I was like, I wonder when that was, because you know, it's August. And then I found out that I uploaded my first actual real video on August 19th, 2020. So I was gonna make, I actually had this whole thing planned, and then to be honest, I completely, I don't want to say let it go. Happy anniversary. Thank you. Thank you. Yay, so exciting, right? I even got all cute today. I got all cute, which is so funny because I didn't look like this all day. I did it specifically for the stream. But I figured since I was doing like an anniversary stream that I at least look a little cute or something. So yeah, I'm trying to really, that's why we even have the horizontal live stream today. I love your hair and blush. Thanks. I just put the blush on. Stop it. All these compliments, man. These compliments are getting to me. Yeah, no, I literally just did my hair. Like I said, like all day. I looked kind of like a bum. But I didn't want like my anniversary. You look pretty. Oh, thanks. Stop it. Stop. Stop. Yeah, but I figure for this live, since you know it's like it's my anniversary today, the channel anniversary, and I wanted to do like a real actual stream instead of one of like the horizontal whatever ones. The discoverability is gonna be really bad, but that's okay because we're not here for discoverability. We're here for celebration. All right. So I gotta go tell everyone on Twitter. I'm live. Oh, I'm live. Come hang out and celebrate 4 years of YouTube with me. Teehee. I'm gonna delete it after. I'm gonna delete it once this live is over. Okay. It's hot in here. It's hot. It's really hot. I have all these lights on so that I can look nice and beautiful. I'm gonna watch your first video now. No. Wait, I have to explain. Okay, so technically today is my anniversary, but also technically it's not. You know what I mean? Now, let me explain, okay? So I actually made, how would I describe this? I'm defining it as the day that I uploaded my first like real video, which was a reaction video. I see your first video is your to be or not to be MV reaction. Yes, and that's kind of what I'm counting, because I made a few videos before that, but they were like edits and stuff. And I made this channel like a whole year before I started uploading like reactions and whatnot. But 4 years ago today was kind of the, well, it wasn't even the day I decided, because I decided beforehand, but it was like the start of like my One Us content, you know, where I was like, I'm gonna do everything One Us related. So I like to think of that as like my my anniversary day, and not whatever it says on the channel, because the channel anniversary is like August 25th or something, which is actually kind of really crazy when you think about it, because that's like the day before Honung's birthday. Which was not planned. All right, it was not planned. Am I too off to the side? I can move this way. Nope. Where was the where was the center? Right there. I guess I was in the center. But I actually made this whole like channel or account or whatever when I made my Twitter account, because I wanted a whole new Twitter that was just everything One Us related, focused or whatever. Because the Twitter I had before was just so, it was so like general K-pop stuff. And so I wanted, because I was like, you know, decided I was gonna be a One Us fan. I was gonna be a Two Moon. All right. I think my 4-year Two Moon anniversary is this week too. That's crazy. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? No, because so I actually, hold on, let me finish the story and then I'm going to the other story I was gonna tell. So I had like an old K-pop account, but it was just entirely K-pop, but I wanted to be everything like One Us. And so I decided to make a whole new Twitter account, but I needed a new like email to go with the account. So I made this account, and so that's why it says like August 25th. I think it was 2019. And so I made the Twitter, and then I was like, well, since I have this whole brand new like account that I can, you know, is just linked to my One Us stuff, like maybe I can just start making videos on this brand new account and just make whatever I wanted to make, right? And so that's why I made like 4 or 5 videos of, they were just edits or something. I don't even remember what they were. One of them was like an ATEEZ lyric video or something. I don't know. But they were just like edits, and I was just going to upload anything and everything, because I really didn't expect anyone to be watching those, you know? It was more just going to be for me. But then that's sort of when I got, because I also explained this before, that like I used to go onto YouTube and try to find people who were like One Us content creators, like any kind of like reaction videos, unboxings, collections, anything One Us related, and there was nothing there. So then I was like, okay, I guess I gotta take matters into my own hands. So that's why I started uploading like One Us stuff. And so my first public reaction, One Us reaction, was the To Be or Not To Be music video reaction. I think I explained this before too. I tried to, I did film a reaction to a song written easily, but like the way I recorded it and where I recorded it, it didn't give me the right vibes. I was like, this just looks really crazy and weird. So I scrapped that whole video and decided to just wait until their next comeback. So that's why it was To Be or Not To Be. But yeah, so technically I count that video as like my anniversary day or whatever. So it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years. That's a long time. That's a lot of years. That's a lot of days. That's a lot of stuff, to be honest. Oh, my other story is that I actually just passed my 5-year, how do I want to say? I hate using the word Two Moon. I don't know why. That's just me personally. It's a cute name. I just don't like to like, use it for myself. So I always just say One Us fan. I became a One Us fan 5 years ago in July. I don't remember the specific day, but it was July 2019 is when I became like a One Us fan, like for real. And so I just passed my 5-year mark. Isn't that exciting? That's actually also a really long time. That's also a lot of years and a lot of days and a lot of stuff. But here we are. Here we are, 5 years later, 4 years of making content related to mostly One Us. OMG, congratulations. Oh, thanks. it's been a long time. It's a long time to like something, you know? An interest, to have an interest for that long is crazy. Mine was 4 years ago, as you already know. You know what? That's still also a really long time. We've been around for a long time. We're like veterans. We're veterans out here. Anyways, yeah. So I don't really have a concept for today's stream. I figure I would just talk about whatever, anything and everything that pops up. So like, if we got any burning questions or anything, feel free to ask. I'm prepared to yap today. Not that I don't usually yap in every stream, but I'm ready to yap even more. So we can talk about anything and everything. I might even spill my One Us secrets today. I might even spill happy 4 years, you know what I mean? This is what happens when you have 4 years of not even content creation. It's just when you're a fan for that long, you just pick up on things, I think. Oh my god, it's hot in here. It's actually just kind of warm. What? Oh. True, we are old. Okay, you don't gotta say it like that. OMG, you were blonde. Oh yeah. we don't have to talk about that much. No, okay. Okay. I have another thing. So I had this whole event planned, right, that I was gonna do for my 4 year. I mean, we're OG fans. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. We are old. But we're also the OGs. I had this whole event planned for my 4 year anniversary, okay? I think I mentioned this in the last stream or the stream before. I don't know, it all blends together. Did I mention it or did I say it in my head? That I don't upload a lot of like content that isn't vlogs that much anymore. And I feel that's just because I don't have as much time to just be sitting here and editing stuff, because like I'm just really busy. Okay, I'm really busy this summer. It's crazy. And so I had this event planned where I was gonna upload some videos finally that weren't vlogs, and they were gonna be reactions to my old videos. Well, to be fair, I was gonna do it like by year, but I kind of wonder if I should just do, because I did record, like I recorded for like 3 hours. Isn't that crazy? And I was just watching, I think I watched like 5 or 6 of my old videos and I was just reacting to them. The thing with that though is like a lot of the old videos are just like useless content. And I was really only reacting to like the cringy parts or like the like things I had like stories for or whatever. But I was gonna do this whole project where I would react to like all of my old videos leading up to probably like earlier this year or something, and just kind of watching the growth or whatever. So I started recording that like a month ago, but then like so many things have like happened in between. Like I said, I've been really busy this summer. I thought I would have more free time in between everything that I had going on, but like I didn't. And then when I did, I just like wasn't in the mood to like record or anything. So I really only have footage from that first time that I filmed. Oh my god, there's a bug in here. But I wonder now, because like I said, I did react to a few. So like I wonder if I should just upload it. Just like put it together and upload it. It was a large project though, I think. If I had planned it even more in advance, I could have done it, but I wasn't that strategic. I could also save the whole project for next year, because next year will be 5 years. So it'll be more of like I don't want to say a special anniversary, but it just feels more like of a rounded anniversary. I don't know what that means, but I'm just gonna say that. And so I could just save it, like save that whole project for next year, because I'm sure there'll be even more like content in the meantime. um I figure things will start slowing down next year in terms of like One Us and things they release and whatnot, because the inevitable is coming up. Okay. The inevitable. um so I think as they start slowing down with things that they're releasing, maybe it'd be easier to like keep up on like their content. I don't know. Not that it's hard right now, they're not really doing anything. But you know what I mean. um so yeah, I could save it for next year, perhaps. Because I remember talking about it in one of my videos that I've always wanted to react to my old videos and just like see how I've changed from like the first year to like now or something. And so I've been trying my best to just stay away from watching my old videos and whatnot. But if I'm postponing this project, then maybe I can just maybe I can start watching my videos again. But yeah, no, I really tried. Okay, I tried. It's just, it was kind of hard. It was kind of hard. Oh my god, it's hot. You guys ever heard of stage lights before? These lights are hot. I have like every light on in this room to give the best. I wonder if I can turn this down. Does that look crazy? Does that look crazy or does that look better? Oh, it doesn't look that bad. It's just really hot. I even brought my little fan in case I get too hot. Can you hear it? What if I play some music on the side? Do you think they'll get me again? Since we're celebrating 4 years with well, with me, but as a One Us content creator. Do you have an air conditioner? I do have an air conditioner. It's just it's central air. Oh, do you have an air conditioner? Yeah, it's central air and it comes on. It has like a timed. I think my first time watching your videos was a Blood Moon tour vlogs. Oh God, I'm so sorry. No, they're fun. They're fun vlogs. I think it's just because, you know, that was also, so the year that the Blood Moon tour happened, it was my first time. Well, it was the first year that I started doing vlogs, so I think they're not, well, vlogs on this channel. They're not as great as I probably would want them to be, but it was what I knew at the time. Anyway, no, I do have an air conditioner. It's just, it's timed, and at the same time, I also live with, like, my family. More specifically, my grandparents, they live here, and they get cold. Yeah, they get cold pretty easily, and so they don't like to have the air conditioner on all the time. And when they do, it's always at like a warm setting. It's crazy. So yeah. Plus my room, I don't know why it like holds heat really well. I don't know if it's because it's in the back of the house. I don't know what it is about my room, but it gets hot really easily. I think it gets cold really easily too. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Did I mute this? Okay. I'm gonna play some One Us on the side. If they get me, they get me. Sorry. It has 3 settings. Oh! Can you hear that? Or should I leave it right here? OMG, my song. It's such a good song. I think I'll put it right there. Is that too loud? Yes or no? Tell me right now. One Us hour. No, it sounds fine? Okay. How come my Twitter is all outdated? Am I on the right account? Yeah, I am. Okay. Okay. Sounds kind of loud to me. That's also because it's right by my face, so. Anyways, what do I yap about now? What do we move on to? Oh, no, I don't know. We passed by topics so quickly. It's just funny. It's funny. I recommend Luna to a non-ONEUS fan today and they lied. Oh. Sorry. Oh, God. Alright, good stream, guys. Just kidding. Yeah, I realized, I was like, what do you mean they lied? I was like, what do you mean? They liked and they added to the playlist. I always recommend this song to anyone that asks for ONEUS recommendations. I always recommend this one. It's like, it's pretty good, but also just like, I feel like this song perfectly represents ONEUS, you know? Just kind of who ONEUS is in a lot of different ways, not even like the concept, but I don't want to say their sound because like they don't have a specific sound, but I'm thinking more in like performance aspect. Like the dance to this is just like perfectly ONEUS, you know? Like the vocals and stuff, they got like a perfect mix of their vocalists showcasing their vocals, but also the rap, you know, the raps that are in this song are really good too. I recommend Standby and Now to newbies. Okay, which Now? Now part 1 and Now part 2? There's 2 nows. There's 2 of them now. Along with it, I recommend To Be or Not to Be in Valkyrie. Ooh, those are good suggestions. Why does it feel like my elbow's really itchy? I always recommend, I think they're popular ones. Because when people ask for recommendations, like ONEUS recommendations, the first one, Now part 1, Now OG. OG Now. It's ONEUS hour, we have to. I was like, I don't know if I'm feeling this one. It's ONEUS hour. But when I'm recommending ONEUS to people who don't know ONEUS, my goal is for them to like keep listening to ONEUS, you know? Like I don't want to like recommend songs that I think would throw them off. So I think also like I kind of curate my recommendations to like who I'm talking to, like who's asking for the recommendations. I'm like, based on like what I think you might like or what I know you like, I might recommend these ones. But it's just because like I want them to keep listening to ONEUS in the future, or to be like, oh, remember that one group ONEUS that this one person told me to listen to? I'm gonna go listen, or you know, go see what they're doing now. But I think my staples, like my main recommendations, are always Luna, Lit, and I always say Valkyrie, just because it's their debut song. But I also think it's really good. I think it's really good anyways. And then I usually cycle through, I only do title tracks. If they want me to do B-sides, you already know what I'm suggesting. I always recommend a variety of their songs so they get a little bit of everything from their discography. Yes! I think that's important too. To do like some of their rock songs, but also some of maybe their ballads, but also maybe some of their like this song. This one's good. Sorry, my legs are hot. It's warm in here. Oh my god. It's warm in here. People tend to like Same Scent too. Yes, that was the other one. So it's always, I always do like their popular ones, which is basically just Luna, Lit. I always say Same Scent, even though like me personally, I still have to rank all of my title tracks. All of ONEUS's title tracks, according to me. Because me personally, I don't really like Same Scent that much. I mean, I like it. I think it's really good. And I'll listen to it when it plays all the time. But in my like ranking of their title tracks, it's definitely not up there. It's gotta be like right in the middle. Maybe even lower. Lower than the top half. Controversial, I know. ONEUS tier list video? Yes, I do want to do more tier list videos of just like any kinds of topics. One of them is title tracks. I definitely want to do like B-sides, or maybe even just ranking like albums based on B-sides, ranking eras based on like outfits, or like their dances. I don't know. Just a lot of different things, I think. Boo. No, hear me out. Hear me out. There's nothing to say, but hear me out. Oh, it's a good song. You know what? Okay. Maybe that's also because I've been so busy these days. I used to go through these, like, how would I describe? Periods? Occasion, I think, is the word I'm looking for. Like, occasionally, I would just spend the entire day listening to ONEUS, songs. Like, the entire day. These days, I think I haven't had any time or just anything to do to where I could, like, sit there and play their music all day or whatever. Because back before I used to be busy, I used to just, like, sit at my computer all the time and just do, like, whatever. Lots of times I had homework to do, or I'd be working on, like, projects or something, you know, personal projects. So I would just play their music in the back and I would just do whatever. But I haven't had one of those in so long. So I think this moment right now is, like, kind of, like, well needed, you know? It's been a long time. It's been a long, long time since I've had one of these moments. It's hot. I'm hot. My little fan. I bought this fan a couple weeks ago. Let me see the light. To be fair, okay, so I bought this fan. My controversial opinion is, this might hurt you, but Erase Me is my least favorite title track. You know, how about we just ban her from the chat? Banned from chat. That's crazy. You would come in here in my safe space and say things like that to me. No, you know what? Okay, let's discuss, because I get it. All right, I've heard many people say they don't like Erase Me, which I like to think most of the time I'm like, respect, okay? Because, like, we all have our own opinions, and apparently yours is wrong, but whatever. Just kidding. No, I know why Erase Me is, like, not a fan favorite. Because I had this conversation with one of my other pals, my other friends, and she was telling me why she didn't like Erase Me. And I was like, that's so valid, you know? Like, honestly, every time I listen to Erase Me, there is something that's missing from it. Like, there's just something. Like, if it had this, like, one other thing in it, I swear it'd be the most perfect song on the entire planet. I don't make the rules, it's just the facts, okay? But there's something in that song that just, it doesn't exactly hit the whole way. I don't know. But she was telling me that the reason why she doesn't like Erase Me is because it feels too... Was it Erase Me? Maybe I'm just putting words in her mouth. I think she's talking about Baile Conmigo. But I think maybe I took the words that she said about Baile Conmigo and I related it to Erase Me. Because Erase Me is almost the same, where it has this really, really pretty, not even pre-chorus, because that's my favorite. It's even my intro. That's my favorite part of the whole song. But the verses, oh god, I hate this song. I'm so sorry. Sorry. We'll discuss that after. But Erase Me has, like, these really beautiful verses. Like, the instrumentals are amazing. I think the way the vocals fit into it they just sound amazing, beautiful, awesome, great. But the chorus, I think, is where it doesn't hit the same for me. I don't know, I think it just feels too heavy in sound compared to the verses. And so that's really not my favorite part. But I'm also not, like, the way I'm not, my internal dictionary is, like, not working. I don't usually focus on just sound when I listen to songs. Like, I'll always watch performances if they have them, because sometimes that helps the song be better for me. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else does it. I feel like the chorus is my only problem. I'd like if it matched the verses better. Yeah. And I think that's why a lot of people probably don't like it, is because the chorus sounds so like, it sounds more EDM-ish. I don't even know if that's the right genre, but you know, it sounds more like, okay, the verses have more instruments, right? Have a more instrumental sound. Not even, oh my god, look at me. I can't talk. My internal dictionary. Okay, to be fair, it's 10 p.m. Anyways, so the verses have more of like the instruments, right? It's got like violin, it's got the drums, it's got maybe even a guitar. It's got all that in there. But then you get to the chorus and it throws in some like, it's the only way I can describe it is like an EDM. Like it's manufactured. What? I'm hot, hold on. So I think that's, I understand because they kind of sound a little different. But, oh yeah, I was saying, so a lot of the times I'll go watch performances to the songs, and that's usually what will make me like the song more. The choreography during the chorus isn't my fave either. Oh, which is a contributing factor. That's okay, that's fair. That's fair. I definitely, the prettiest part of the dance is, well, if I had to rank the different sections of the Erase Me dance, my favorite, I hate to say, the pre-chorus. Not me talking about the pre-chorus again. The pre-chorus is quite literally the best part of this entire song. But a solid 7 out of 10 for me because it's still One Us. Okay, true. One Us can never rank any lower than a 5. What's their worst title track? Wait, no, let me finish my thoughts. The best part of Erase Me, like all of it combined, is probably the pre-chorus. My second favorite dance is the dance break. It's just there's something slightly missing about it, and I don't know what it is. I think it's just it doesn't look as powerful as it sounds like it should be. No way I'm trying to remember how the chorus goes. Erase me now. I had it and then it left. Da, da. I can only remember one move, okay? And I don't remember the rest. I remember it when I see it. Yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah, I know what's lacking about Erase Me. But I think there's parts about the song that I just absolutely truly love and think is so top tier that it kind of just outweighs the rest of the the bad stuff. So I'm not like entirely. That's kind of why it's my favorite song. Oh, sorry. There's 3 settings on this. It's so hot. But then I cool off and I'm like, I'm fine. And then I sit here for another 5 seconds and I'm like, okay, I'm not fine anymore. It's hot again. No way. No way. My aim sucks. But who am I to take your enjoyment of... Okay. Real. The slander out here? I'm just kidding. No, I understand. I understand. I always like hearing people's opinions about, like, you know... Because obviously, to me, I think that these songs are the best songs they've ever made in their whole life. And then someone else is like, oh, I don't really think so. That's actually ranked... last for me. And I'm like, what? You know, it's just nice to hear different perspectives and whatnot. No, but my friend was talking about Baila Conmigo and how she doesn't like it because it sounds like 2 different songs to her. Like the chorus feels so incredibly different from like the verses, which I understand now. Now that she pointed that out, I'm like, yeah. Well, I think I realized it at first, but I was just trying to get over it because I'm like, you know, maybe it'll blend the more I listen to it, but yeah, I understand what she meant. So I was like, okay, I get it. See, I'm cooled off. Ooh. Oh, anyways, I bought these cute little fans. I actually bought them because like, so I don't know if anyone follows me on Instagram, but on the weekends I go to powwows, and these powwows are outdoors. All right, the summer is always like the peak season for powwows because they're always, well, they're not always outdoors. It's just they're usually outdoors, and so summers are built for powwows, kind of. I think I liked it because I'm Latino. You know what? No, it's a good song. It's a good song. I do like the song itself too. No, yeah, Baila Conmigo is a really, well, I don't want to say a really good song because it's not ranked in like my top 5 or anything, but I think it's a cute song. Do I want to listen to? I don't want to because Japanese songs are kind of iffy on this socials. I'll be so honest with you again. I'm also doing laundry, so I'm gonna have to leave at some point to go get it. So I think when I hear that it's done, I'll go get it. Oh, anyways, in the summers I go to powwows. This summer especially has been like really crazy and busy. I don't usually travel this much to go to powwows, and so like this summer, that's it's crazy. It's fun because I'm going to like all these like places and whatnot just to powwow, but at the same time it's exhausting sometimes. Anyways, because it's the summertime, it's really hot, and I'm sitting outside all day for like 3 days straight, okay, for these powwows. And so I was like, okay, because I'm always roasting in the sun. It's like I need to get some fans, some personal little fans. So I bought these. I bought this one and I have another one. And they have been a lifesaver, let me tell you. These are the greatest things. They also, I wish I had this before. So we camped out for the Ace concert in Minneapolis, and that was also really hot. It was really hot that day. It was really humid. And I would have benefited greatly from a fan like this, okay? But I didn't think of it. Well, I did think of it, it's just I didn't order it yet. This would have went so hard that day. I would have had a fan. Oh, it would have been a slightly more enjoyable experience. Did I ever talk about? No, I'm sure I did. The whole Ace camping experience. I mentioned it in my vlog, that's for sure. What was it? Oh my god. My brain's all over the place. My brain is all over the place. It's only a little after 10. But I'm a little tired. It's crazy. I'm doing all this stuff. And I forgot I was gonna leave this video up as a celebration of my... Love the live version of this song. Me too. The one where they're like, they have the microphones in front of them and they all like, it switches. You know, I think I know what you mean. I think I know what you mean because I watch that like regularly. It's so good. It's so good. It's hot. I want this on a tour set list so much. I'm saying, once they have to let me design their next tour set list, or at least like let me sit in as, I don't want to say the designated fan representative because I don't really want to speak for all fans, but that was crazy. Honey's little dance here. Yeah. Oh my god. You're right. I love that performance. I don't want to speak for all fans, okay, but at the same time, I feel like I know the general consensus of like what fans would love to see on the set list that they just never put on the set list, okay? Because as much as we're catering to the general audience and for like people who come that don't know us, they're singing all their popular songs, we're not getting enough tune recognition out here. So I was offline for a bit. What I missed? Oh, we were talking about how there's a Erase Me hater in the chat. That's crazy. As the #1 Erase Me enthusiast, I was shocked to learn there's ops out here. I'm just kidding. We should start a group. I'm saying, no, they should hire me. They should hire me, and then I'll take like polls, and I'll take like the top 5 songs that like Two Moons want to see on tour, and then I'll just tell them, you need to put these on your set list. And that's all. Then my work there is done. Okay. No, there's definitely a lot of different songs I think that they, I don't want to say would benefit from. I have some really wild takes. All right, I have some really wild takes. One of my wild takes, well, it's also just kind of like, it's something that it's like nice to imagine. I don't think it would ever work out though, because that's a lot of like prepping to do for a tour. But I think it would be really nice. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, this could totally work. Next time they go on a tour, say they got like 15 cities, okay? And they have one specific break. Gina Way, I love Erase Me, but I can understand why someone wouldn't. Took me a little bit to like it. Yeah, we were discussing kind of like the pros and cons of Erase Me. Because I really love Erase Me, but not everyone likes Erase Me. So like, they be repeating like, have set lists every tour. I'm saying. It's like, I heard this last year. Which, again, like I get it. Because there are probably some people like going to the tour for the first time this year that didn't go last year that like might want to hear the songs. But what about those of us who've seen this tour, no, who've been to the tour for the last 4 years, okay? I'm looking for variety. We want variety. No. So something I think would be actually really nice for any K-pop group, not just One Us, but if One Us would be trendsetters, if they have a section, right, in their tour somewhere, where they say that they're gonna sing, they have like, say 5 songs on rotation, like 5 performances, and every stop will get like a different performance, you know? Not all 15 stops, but if they got 5, you know, they'll run through the 5 in the first 5 stops, and they'll just kind of randomize it, you know? Like maybe they just put them in a bowl and be like, oh look, we're performing Level Up today. They perform Level Up in this one little break, and then the next stop, or like they pull it out of a bowl. If it's Level Up again, you're singing Level Up again, you know? But I don't know, I think that would be nice just for any group to just throw like a random surprise performance in there. We need a B-sides tour for sure. Yeah. I hope for their 10-year anniversary they do B-sides only. B-sides only because I will be there. Trust. We need some excitement at RBW. I'm saying. Now, if they hire me, I can provide some input. I don't know. No, anyway, I just think that would be kind of cute. It's just the other end of that is that they have to prepare these 5 performances and like practice them. So it's like an extra 4 songs they have to prepare for. But I mean, if it's the same 5 songs or so, like I don't know, or even if they don't want to do a performance, they just want to sing around on stage with their mics, that's fine too, you know. I think one thing that also just bothers me a little bit, like me personally, is just knowing what to expect from a concert. Is this too loud? I suddenly feel like it's too loud. I only feel like it's too loud because I feel like I'm talking too loud, you know? I feel like I'm yelling. I'm yelling everywhere! No, it's just, I hate knowing what's gonna happen. Right? I always like to be on my toes. And so I think that's also why I like to try to go to like concerts that are near the beginning of the tour, because you don't really know what to expect at the beginning of the tour, but by the end, like everyone has gone through the tour yet except for like people at the end of the tour. But like if you're kind of into like the fan space or whatever, it's like everyone has shared their experiences and whatever of the tour up until that point, so you're kind of like, well, I know what's gonna happen now at the tour when I go. And so I think we need a little bit more excitement next time. But yeah, that's just my wild hot take. Wild hot take. But trust if I ever get the opportunity to design a Wanna set list, guess what the first song is gonna be? You already know me. You know me. You know who I represent. Do a surprise song like Top Taylor Swift did for a tour? Yes! Yes. I actually really liked that. Because, like, no one knew what song it was gonna be. And I don't think she, well, I don't know how much she had to prepare for that, but I thought it was nice that there was just a different song for every stop. Bing Bing and Erase Me. You already know. Well, I already know, like, they'd keep Erase Me on there. So I would just advocate for Bing Bing. Be the biggest Bing Bing advocate you've ever seen in your life. Not that I am already, but oh my god, it's the Sims song. I love it. I'm so hot. It's gotta be these sweats. I'm wearing sweats while it's like 90 degrees in here. It's goofy. That's goofy. All I'm asking for is now the first one to be the encore. That's so true. Remember that one time they did Now as the encore, but for one stop? I remember, because I'll never forget. No. I'm actually really... Well, I can't be mad about it because it's like, how did any of us... How did any of us know? And like, how could any of us have planned that? So like, you know what I mean? It was just kind of like lucky timing. But I'm sad it didn't work out for me because I love that song. Now, the original Now, used to be like my second favorite B-side of all time. But that's because, so I don't remember if I ever explained this, but the two songs that got me into One Us, like that just kind of solidified One Us as like one of my favorite groups ever, was Bing Bing and Now, like at the same time. Because I think I was listening to their album to see if I would like their songs enough to like want to be a fan. And I think Now played, I don't remember what order, but they played back to back. And I remember that whatever song was playing first, I was like, oh my god, this is such a good song. Like, I really, like, I'm gonna just add this to my playlist, even if I don't end up standing One Us, okay? And then the next song played right after. And I was like, why is this a banger? And so right after those two songs played, I went and listened to their first album, because I started with Raise Us. Then I moved on to Light Us, and then I remember, like, I heard, like, Eye Contact and Zigzag, and then Crazy and Crazy. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. They have so many good songs. And so I kind of count those, Bing Bing and Now, as, like, the reason why I became a One Us fan, was just because they were so good. And so they were my two favorite songs for the longest time. They're still kind of, well, duh, Bing Bing is my favorite song ever, because I just love the song. But I think Now, it's kind of just like been slowly moving down as they release more songs and stuff. But anyway, I was, at the time of the Blood Moon tour was still my second favorite B-side ever. And so when I learned they performed in LA as the encore, I literally was sitting in my kitchen and I started crying. What I really wanted to do was just start grabbing things and throwing them across the room, because I'm like, how? This is just so unfair for me. It's my second favorite song ever. And I'm not there to experience it, you know what I mean? I was actually just more sad because I really wanted to see it live. That would have been so nice, but I guess things just don't work out for a reason. Oh, I want to experience Now remake live. Me too. Trust, I will. Okay, I will at some point. If it takes me 6 years to listen to it or see it live, then that's fine. Okay, but I will. I'd be screaming the lyrics top of my lungs. Same. No, I was watching everyone's videos and I was like pretending like I was there. Like, this is the only way I'm gonna get the experience, is through other people's points of view. I want them to perform Zigzag and Eye Contact in Current Time. See, I thought that that's what they were gonna do for this tour. Just because I really hate to say, I thought it was gonna be like a nostalgia tour because The Inevitable is coming up. And so I kind of figured that this was gonna be like their last tour before they all start like going. that sounds horrible. What a horrible choice of words. Before they start enlisting, okay, I thought this was gonna be their last tour, so I thought that's why, because it did still feel like really nostalgic. They were singing a lot of old songs. All right, we weren't singing the right old songs, but they were singing a lot of old songs. So I thought for sure that, oh my god, there's a hair in my eye. I thought for sure like this one was gonna be the tour where they just sang like a bunch of their old songs. Like it was gonna start feeling like Fly With Us, but in 2024. Fly With Us tour in 2024. So I don't know. I was just low-key thinking that they were gonna perform like Zigzag and stuff. But no. I need Zigzag live, my queen. It's so good. To be fair, the only time I seen it live was like 5 years ago. So I don't really remember. I don't remember. Maybe when they performed something easily, I wasn't there to experience it. No. Wait, I need to put this over here so it's not so far. Both the Blood Moon and La Dolce Vita tour, but the first concert I get to go to is Reach For Us. And they didn't perform it? No. Yeah, no, that's true. That's actually really true. The only time they didn't perform a song very easily was the Reach For Us tour. That's crazy. That's crazy. Fly With Us in 2024 would make me cry. Same. If they did that whole set list they did for the Fly With Us tour, but that would be crazy. That would be crazy. I think I would just cry the whole night. I would cry the second they came out and then just cry up until they left. And that would be it. No, I say this all the time. All the time. I wish I was even more of a fan when I went and saw them their first tour. Because I swear to God, I was sitting there through like half of those songs. I was like, yeah, I know this song, but I wasn't vibing with it. Or sounds wrong, okay? Obviously, I knew all the songs, I knew all the lyrics, I liked every single song, but there were just some songs I think I didn't appreciate enough back then. But then, like, as I became, because when Fly With Us happened, the Fly With Us tour happened, I was only a fan for like 5-6 months, right? So I was still kind of new in it, so I didn't appreciate a lot of their songs the way that I do now. And sometimes it makes me mad because I'm thinking like I saw these in real life and there I was just like, what a good song. Like even with no, Bing Bing, I swear to God, I lost my mind. I used to have a video, so I talked about this one time, right? No, I did. I remember I did. It might have been on my Twitch channel, so I can re-talk about it. Just so we have it on YouTube. But when the Fly With Us tour happened, I went by myself because I was having like, I don't want to say issues. Basically, I was just not talking to my friends at the time. Like we had this big old argument and so we just weren't friends like with each other. So like it was the two. Like there used to be 3 of us and the 2 of them were still friends with each other, but they weren't friends with me. So I went to the Fly With Us tour by myself and they went by themselves, you know, and like we weren't talking at that point for like 4 months or something. Oh my God, where did my window go? It's lost? Okay, here it is. And so like I didn't know, well I knew that they were gonna be there. I just didn't know where they were gonna sit. Like duh, this auditorium is huge. They could sit anywhere in this auditorium. For some reason they happened to sit right behind me. Okay, I can't even tell you the emotions that like went through my the emotions that I felt in that moment, turning around and finding out they're sitting right behind me. Goofy. Anyways, I also want us to do a cover song tour at some point for fun. Yes, there's some cover I think I really want them to do, or like want them to like sing live. I have to think about it. Who? Oh my God, you're never gonna guess. You're actually never gonna guess. Hello, hi, welcome back. I want to say you were here last time. But hi, hello. So these friends actually what a goofy little story. um they were the two friends that did I ever mention these in my videos? Well, they're in my vlogs. They're in my vlogs. Um so the how do I want to explain this? Basically, we all lived together a couple years ago. So in like some of my vlogs, I think like my KCON vlogs and stuff, like they're, you know, it's the friends I had a couple years ago. We all lived together in a house. Last year I moved out due to some more like conflicts that we were all going through. But this time it wasn't like me against them. This time it was like me plus my other friend against the other friend. An even crazier story. Oh, my laundry's done. Okay, I gotta finish my story. Even crazier story, it's actually my pal. The pal that like comes with me in every trip ever. Oh, which English version? Yeah, sure. The pal that comes with me everywhere, like is in every single one of my vlogs, right? That, because like we just travel everywhere together. She was actually part of that on the Fly With Us tour. Like, I wasn't talking to her or the other friend that we used to be friends with. We're not friends with anymore, which is a whole story. I can tell that too if you want. I'm ready to yap today, honestly. But they were friends with each other still, but not with me because we were beefing. Anyway, they ended up sitting right behind me at the Fly With Us concert, and even crazier, that was crazy. But because they were sitting right behind me, like obviously like all of our like angles, well, I want to say all of ours, because my pal sent me like all of her videos that she had from the Fly With Us tour, because it was pretty much in the same perspective because we were sitting in the same spot, just like in different rows. And so she sent me all of her videos from Fly With Us. But it's also just kind of strange because I'm in all of her videos. It's like really funny. I'm in her videos while she's recording the performances. You know, because I'm just obviously in front of her. But I think it's nice. I think it's nice now that we're friends because now I can watch them and be like, oh my god, I can see myself, you know, like the way I'm reacting to all these songs. And I'm pretty sure she sent me like all of them. And I was watching Bing Bing and it was funny because I swear to god I lost my mind. My knees almost buckled. I was like, bruh, that's crazy. I know. It's like a really long story. But yeah. At the time I went by myself to the One Us concert. I didn't care. Like, One Us were my ults at that point, so I was like, I'll see him by myself any day of the week, right? Any day of the week. But yeah, she sent me all those videos like in a Google Drive, and then for some reason I lost the Google Drive. I don't know. It's lost. I can't find it. So, is it in my photos? I'm gonna try to find them. Oh, pretty. I saw an old photo. Maybe it's not in my photos. What? Why would I do that? I have to go get my clothes. Oh, why do I look like that? Who is that? I'd always gone to One Us by myself. Honestly, I enjoy my own company. I'm here to see One Us. Same. So, how would I explain this? Oh my god, what happened to my chat? I'm there. Yeah, no. So, like, I wouldn't mind going to see One Us by myself. Because it's really like, I don't really care how people see me when I'm at a One Us concert. Because sometimes I get a little self-conscious about the way I act at concerts, okay? I love this song. But with One Us, I really just don't care. Because, like, One Us are my ults. They're my ult group, right? My most favorite group of all time. I would say second, okay? But we're not going to go into that. I just really, really like Winners. So when I'm at their concerts, it's like, I don't care if you think I'm loud. I don't care if you think I'm annoying. You know, I don't really care what you think of me in this moment because they're my alts and not yours. So you can just leave me alone. Sorry, that was goofy. So like I would go to Winners concerts by myself if I had to. Just because, you know, I don't really care. But luckily, my pal, she's like pretty easygoing. She's pretty spontaneous too for the most part. And so if I tell her, you know, I'm like, hey, I'm trying to go to this concert, do you want to come with? Because sometimes, like, I would go to a concert by myself too, if I really had to. But I just know, like, she's the type of person, you know, not only is she easygoing and spontaneous, but she just likes experience too. And so if I ask her if she wants to go, she'll usually come with. So that's why, like, on all these, like, one-us trips, she's usually there with me because I'm like, you know, we're going to see one-us, like, let's go kind of thing. So same, I went crazy with seeing ATs and one-us live. Oh, same. I do that with ATs too because I don't really care. I've stand ATs for a long time, a really long time. So, like, every time I see them live, I'm like, I don't care if you think I'm annoying. But at the same time, like, at AT's concerts, everyone's acting that way. So it doesn't make me feel bad at all. Like, I'm kind of just blending in right now. But yeah, I guess I'm lucky to have a friend like her. Because she'll never let me go to a concert by myself. Not because she doesn't want me to go by myself, but just because, like, she wants to go too. She'll be like, yeah, I'll go. Like, even if I don't know anything about them. Like, when we went to IVE, she only knew their title songs. And so it was kind of just me, like, losing my mind the entire concert. And she was just in there vibing to, like, the songs she didn't know. She'd sing along to the songs she did know. But she was just there for the vibes. So she's kind of like that with, like, all the groups and, like, concerts we go to. Especially the ones that are for me. Like, the concerts that I like to go to. She'll just go. Just to go. But, like, if I had to go by myself, I obviously would. Okay? I obviously would. I have to go get my laundry. What am I gonna do in the meantime? What are you guys gonna do in the meantime? I could try to be fast. It's gonna be like 3 minutes though. Okay. How much time have I got left in this song? I'll wait till the next song. I'll wait till this song is over, and then I'll run when the next song starts, and then try to be back before the song ends. How about that? How about that? My laundry. Anyway, what was it? Oh, I was trying to find my videos. I swear I had them. She shared them with me. I just don't know where they went. What is that? Oh, that's Blood Moon. Oh, I thought that was it. What is this? No way. Ah, it's gonna be loud. Don't listen to that. I'm mad. Sorry. No, sorry. 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 How come I was kind of good? Okay. Who is that? When was this? Hold on. I'm trying to watch this video. I'm mad all of a sudden. I have to look through that later. That's crazy. Oh. Okay. Anyways, there was this one girl behind me at AT's concert. She went crazy for Mingy. She was definitely a Mingy bias. She was screaming and everything. Are you sure that wasn't me? I'm just kidding. You sure that wasn't me? What is this? No, I have to wait till this one's over. What happened? Oh, I was looking through my videos. And I found this one video. I guess it's a little specific to... it's a little specific to describe. But it was a video of me dancing at, like, a powwow. And something I'm really self-conscious of these days is how I dance, because I know I don't dance that well. And so I'm trying to like figure out what the issue is and try to make it better. Anyway, so every time I see videos of me dancing, I'm like, oh, I could have done better. Like, I could have done this, could have done that. But then I just saw a video of me dancing like 7 years ago, and for some reason I was better in that one. But I wasn't like I shouldn't have been better in that one. That's crazy. Okay, after this song is over, I'm running to get my laundry. All right? I'm gonna leave you with whatever song is playing. Ready? I love this song. This has to be my second favorite B-side. Does this count as a B-side? It's my favorite intro ever. That was an instrumental. Not that one either. Literally what performers think. That's... It's really crazy. No, I don't want to leave you with Connect With Us. I'll leave you with this. Alright, I'm running. I will be right back. I'll be right back. Okay. I made it! Wait, I made it. That's crazy. That's crazy. I made it. Okay. What did everyone say? Okay. His last concert, I kept yelling Xian's name when he was center. Real. Welcome back. Thanks. I literally didn't think it was going to take me the whole song. I thought I was just lying. But apparently it did. Were you talking about my bears? You know what's so funny? No, I don't even want to tell you what I named them. That's cringe and weird. I'm physically unable to yell loud? What does that mean? Honestly, I think it's so funny the way that I yell in my concert videos. Because it's like, where did that even come from? You know what I mean? Oh, I was like, where's the chat? Oh, I'm back. Not that it was that far, but it kind of was. Okay. Anyways, how's everyone's night going? What am I gonna yap about now? What am I gonna talk about now? I did say I could spill some of my One secrets. You know, because happy 4 years or whatever. No, okay. I guess I could tell you a couple stories I have that I've never really talked about. There are specific moments that happened at concert that make me scream and didn't know I had it in me. I'm saying, sometimes you don't know. You don't really know until it happens. You're like, what the heck? But I'm also unable to scream that loud. No. You really just gotta find it in you, I think. I'm trying to think of how many stories I can tell without like saying the whole thing. Because there are a couple. I do got like one. I have one story specifically that I don't think I can tell the entire story. Just because I don't want to do them like that. I don't want to say. I don't want to. That was close. I don't want to say it like that. It's good I just got off the phone with my friend, one of my closest human friends. Oh my god. Tell him I said hi. Tell him I said hi. Anyways, what story can I tell you? Oh, hold on. I can tell you a story. This actually happened kind of recently. Well, not recently. It happened on a tour. No. Oh my god, I really want to talk about this one story, but then I have to start thinking about like more. So I don't really want to say it, but I kind of do. So I might. I don't know. What happens to me though is almost at every concert I go to after screaming or singing, I'm start coughing. No. Oh, so like you really genuinely can't. Hold on. I need some lip gloss. Oh my god, no. Sorry, Chiro. Sorry. I don't like that song. I'm so sorry to One Us. Oh, ew. Wait, I love this one though. Speaking of One Us, Soho just messaged on From. Well, that's just too bad, Soho. I'm about to spill your secret. I'm just kidding. Instead of breaking the wall at ETs, I break my vocal cords. That's funny. Last concert, I screamed like I never screamed before, and I swore my tonsils were sore after. No, because my voice literally like is sore all day the next day. It's crazy. I always lose my voice at ATs. What are you doing at ATs if you don't lose your voice, though? You know what I mean? Did I make it too red? It looks too red. It's because I don't yell or scream on a daily basis. That's fair. So active on From, he is now. Well, I don't know if you mean like in general or if you mean like at the moment. At the moment he's active. He's sending stuff. But no, yeah, he's pretty active. I think he's better. I don't know. It looks pretty. Oh, thank. It looks too like red, but I don't know. It's my favorite lip gloss. I actually bought this when we were in New York, for One Us. We had an extra day to look around. We went to this store, this makeup store, and I found this, and it's my favorite thing ever. In general, I want to say yeah. I want to say yeah. He's like not super active, and then there are times where like he won't say anything for a couple days, but then he'll like come back all of a sudden. I think these days he's in the era of like, he says things. He's like, I don't want to say addicted to it these days, but you can kind of tell when he's more into it. Is this instrumental? It's the real version. Because he'll always say stuff like before he goes to bed, or like right when he wakes up, or in the middle of the day. It's kind of, you know, just that he always just says stuff, but he's in that point. I have Sheehan's from them and blows up my phone. I heard he's like incredibly active. Summer Easily, I know, it's such a pretty song. Yeah. But my door's open. Pause. Close it all the way. It's hot. How much is from? I think it's $5 per month because I have Lido's from, and I pay for it monthly. But for Soho's, I bought the year-long subscription when they first moved to From, because they had this like special offer where you can get the like year-long subscription and some photo cards, you know. So I did that. Except my photo cards got lost in the mail. So like I never got the photo cards. Either somebody has them or they're just sitting in the post office on the floor somewhere. I don't know. But it's been so long, I just don't really care about it anymore. They would have been nice to have for sure, but I don't really care. Don't really care that much. Very active. He's an introvert IRL, a yapper online. Yeah. He's definitely the definition of like an extroverted introvert. Well, I don't know, because in real life, no, he's kind of just... Sheehan's always been really good at like having a relationship with the fans. He's just like fan oriented. Like he just loves to do things for the fans. And so I think that's why he's really good at, you know, like his online presence and whatnot. Now, on the other side of that is Lido, who I hate to say he doesn't really care about the fans that much. Not in a bad way. Definitely not in a bad way. It's just... Oh, I made this louder so you could hear it, but I'm going to turn it down so I can talk. But there's definitely like idols that you can tell like they're idols just to like be performers, like to be singers or dancers or whatever. And that's what Lido is. Like he's a celebrity for like the performing part and not really the fan part. But then there are idols and celebrities who are in it for like the fan part. And you know, or not in it for the fan part, but they just really enjoy the fan experience maybe a little bit more, or maybe they just like the fan experience. And that's kind of what Sheehan is. I think he really just likes the fan experience. That's so messed up. That actually reminds me of the time I got BTS Army membership for their tour in 2020, and it's supposed to come with a fan kit and never ever got it. I think it was just the like post office distribution, because it did say that it got to the post office, like it was delivered. It's just I never got it in the mail. Like I'd been looking for it for 2 weeks. I just never got it. So I think it's just laying on the floor somewhere, or they put it in someone else's box and now they got some random cards of Soho. Like, I hope they enjoy it. Okay, I hope you think he's as pretty as I think he is. And that's that. It was paid for. No, I think he's more selective about who he's outgoing with. He's less comfortable with strangers, more comfortable with tunes and the members. Are you talking about Sheehan? Are you talking about Lido? No, because that was one of my other hot takes. I think, well, it's not really a hot take, but it kind of is. Because a lot of people think like idols have to be really about their fans, which is true. But sometimes like people aren't, okay? Sheehan, yeah, that's true. But also, I hate to describe Sheehan like this, but he's also just a little parasocial. The fans. Because I think, like, you know, I think not only they tell you not to create parasocial relationships with your idols, but what if they're creating parasocial relationships with you? What do you do in that situation? That's not your fault. Losing PCs in the mail was one of my biggest fears when I was collecting. I think this is not even one us. I think if I was like, because I'm not really into my collecting era anymore. I think that's also just because it's slowed down. I don't really like collecting their pobs. That's just insane and crazy, so I don't. Um, but I'm not into collecting stuff anymore, so I wasn't that mad when I didn't get the photo cards. I was just like, whatever, I guess. Like, I lost them, whatever. But if this was like 2 years ago and like I was like deep in the collecting era, I probably would have been mad. I probably would have emailed, I would have went to the post office and be like, can you sweep that floor and tell me if they're back there? If you put them in someone's box, like you need to compensate me. That's crazy. But yeah, I think these days it's just I'm not so like deep into it anymore. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. But trust, if I was, they would never hear the end of it. Matter of fact, I think it's so funny. Alito barely does fan service stuff voluntarily. That's what I'm saying. It's so funny. It's actually so funny. It's so funny, but it's just like you can tell he just doesn't really like to do it, which is fair, okay? Because it is kind of hard. Fan service is a little hard. Depending. I think it's just how you view fan service. Lito's so dry in that department. Real. But we respect him for it. That's just who he is, alright? That's just how he is. Anyways, this whole time we've been talking, Soho's been sending messages on From. I can't read them though, so I don't know what he's talking about. Anyways, I was gonna tell this story. I was gonna tell this story earlier this year because it's a harmless story, okay? It's just more I was gatekeeping the story because it was it's kind of like I'm so sure I was the only one who went through this experience, which is really crazy. Oh, me and my friend, but you know. In a way, it makes him feel more authentic and that he doesn't feel the need to put on an act. Yeah, and I think that's what I mean by like we respect him, is because like instead of like forcing himself to or like feeling like, you know, how not genuine it would be if he like forced himself to do it. It's like we just know that he just doesn't want to do it, and that's just how he is, kind of thing. So I think that part's nice. That part's pretty nice. Seeing my concert was kind of funny. Seeing his like sexy dance persona turn on and off. I think it's fun. No, I make fun of him for it all the time. Well, not even, you know. It's just I say little comments here and there, especially to my pal, because it's just really funny. he, I don't want to clown him on the stream. Sorry, Lito. Moving on. He's so base for that though. Real. That is so real. We respect his dry fan service. That's just who he is, okay? That's just... No way, I can't tell my story to erase me. Or is that the perfect time to tell it? Okay. One Us story time, alright? One Us and Taylor story time. Okay, so... How do I explain this story? It's just kind of funny. It's just really funny, okay? And then you have Kunhee. Kunhee is like selective. How would I say? I can tell. I don't have his From, but just based on like what people say, he'll either be gone for 3 days, 3 or 4 days, but then when he comes back, it's just like 70 messages at once, and then he disappears again for a little bit, and then he comes back. You know, the way I be cheering when he posts on Instagram once a month. I'm saying when he finally posted his first real Instagram post, I was like, yo, I can't believe he remembered what Instagram was. Like that, we should call that a win. I thought I could scroll. Oh, no, not that way. I can't scroll. Or do I scroll? I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, okay. Let me tell the story. Okay. Well, no. Does anyone even want to hear the story? What if it's not that? Well, no. It's just funny, I think. I'm surprised Soho knows how to use Instagram. I think he's learning. Because I don't think he knew how to use it. And so he didn't, like, use it for a while. But he's learning how to use Instagram. Because in From the other day, he was like, I saw this really funny video on Instagram, like the Reels. And he was like, he's like, do you think I can share it with you? And then he sent the link to the Reel. And so, but then he was like, does it show up when I like videos? And everyone was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, like, well, I like this video. And so he shared it in From. And it was just some video. It was a video of like some guys in the army. And they were doing a cover to some song. I don't remember what it was. But he thought it was funny for some reason. I was like, I can't. So I think he's like learning how, you know, figuring out like Reels and all this stuff. When he figures out how stories work, that would be the day. Tell the story? Okay. Okay. Sorry, it's funny. Okay. It's just really funny. Help, he's a grandpa at heart. That's so real. Boomer. But it's okay, me too. Boomer era. Okay, I'm gonna tell the story. Finally, alright? It's my first time telling a story ever to like... Well, no, I told... okay, anyway, moving on. So... I can't... Every time I think about it, I can't tell it. How about we just don't tell it? So, on the tour, right, this past tour, as you know, I went to 3 stops. So the first stop was at the beginning of the tour, and so after that stop, we went home, or we came back home, and we were here for like a week, maybe a little over a week, before we went back out to go to Phoenix and LA, which were the last 2 stops on the tour. And, well, duh, we flew there, right? And so, to Phoenix, we flew from Denver. So we flew from Denver, we flew to Phoenix, and we were there in Phoenix, and then... after Phoenix, we flew to LA. Okay? Now, this is where the whole story is basically the flight from Phoenix to LA. Okay? So I had been saying the whole time, like literally for weeks. So we booked our flights from Phoenix to LA while we were in the airport, flying back home from New York, right? And so we bought them like 2 weeks before. And I don't remember why we booked that specific flight. It's just, we also really like to fly like afternoon flights because it just works out better. You usually land when you can check into your hotels. You don't have to wait anywhere. And this flight was at 2 p.m. and the one from Phoenix to LA. And so I was like, okay, like I guess we're just gonna book this one. It was a little expensive, but like the rest of them were just as bad. So this was kind of just the easiest one. So we booked our flight when we were flying back from New York. So this whole time, okay, like right when we booked it, I started joking. I just started saying really jokingly, I was like, what if we're on the same flight as one us from Phoenix to LA? Because you just don't know. Like we're flying on this, it was pretty much the same day. Like we should have been flying the same day because it was only one day in between the Phoenix and LA concert. And we were flying that next day to LA after Phoenix. And so the whole time I was just jokingly saying, imagine we're on the same flight as one of us. Now, I didn't think it was gonna be real. I didn't think, you know, it's like I was just joking. There's so many flights that are going to LA that day from Phoenix on so many different airlines on different times of the day. Like it could be any flight ever. Knowing you're on the same flight. So, hold on, I gotta get to the juicy part. So I was just joking the whole time. And so the day comes where we're gonna fly from Phoenix to LA. So we stayed in the Airbnb in Phoenix, and we had to check out at 11. And the airport was only like a 15-minute drive from our Airbnb to the airport. And so we left like really close to 11, and we were just gonna sit in the airport until our flight left, which is like something we do anyways. Oh, it's something we do anyways, just because like we tend to like, we like to get to the airport early before our flights just to make sure we have time to do stuff. Um, whatever, okay. So we got to the airport and we got all through TSA and all this stuff by 12 or something. It was really early. Our flight's not till 2. Okay, we got 2 hours. So immediately like we go get food. It's a really packed terminal. I hated it, okay, because I was like, there's nowhere to sit, there's nowhere to walk, everyone's in my way. I'm mad. I'm just trying to hang out before my flight. Okay. So we get some food, we find somewhere to sit. We find somewhere to sit in our gate, which is even crazier. And we're sitting by our gate, and I remember like I whip out my laptop because I'm in school at this time. It's April. So I'm trying to do some homework. My pal sitting next to me, she's starting to like work on like stuff from work. And the whole time, literally that entire time, I kept saying, I was like, imagine one of us just walks around the corner right now. Because I was, again, I was just joking. I was just joking. Okay. I thought it was just really funny to say. You just never know, right? So I'm sitting on my laptop and I'm asking her, I think I asked her for her opinion on something about my homework. And I I said, it was one of those times, I was like, imagine they walked around that corner, because there was like a corner down the hallway of like TSA was up there, and then it was like some wall that kind of came out like this, and then they, and so it's hard to explain, but there was a corner. And I kept looking up at the corner because I was just like, LOL, this would be so funny. And so I say, imagine they walk around that corner right now. Haha, LOL. And then I look down at my stuff, and then my pal, like 30 seconds later, she's like, oh my God. She's like, don't look. Or what did she say? She said something about like, oh no, she was like, guess who just walked around the corner? And I sat there and I was like, no. I don't really want to guess who walked around that corner. And so I was like, I didn't look up yet. I was just kind of like, what do you mean who walked around that corner? And so I looked down for a bit and I was like, no way. If I look up and I see one us walking down the hallway, I'm gonna start crying on the spot. And so I'm sitting there and I finally look up. Oh God, I'm imagining it all over again. It's crazy. I finally look up and I see Kunhee. I see Kunhee come around the corner, and I was like, oh no. And so I keep looking because I'm like, well, maybe it's just, I don't know. I see Kunhee. I think I'm trying to process in my brain. Kunhee walked around the corner. And then right after that there was Shion right behind him. And I said, oh no. I was like, oh no. And my pal was like, why did you say that? And I said, I don't know. I was just joking. I was just joking. I was trying to keep my cool. I can't believe it. Wow, I wish I was there. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, it gets even crazier. It gets even crazier than the fact that we were just on the same flight, okay? But I'm gonna get to it. Sorry, I'm trying to find a good song. I'm so sorry. Oh, I love this song. I could not have that happen. I'd be like, Christy. Okay, you know what was crazy though? Did they hear you? No. Okay. Oh, it's strange because like I have to try to map this out for you visually, because so the gate that we were gonna fly out from was like the first gate you get to after you get past TSA, but it was like kind of down this slope sort of. It's like TSA's up here and our gate's like over here, and you have to like walk down a little bit. But like I said, it was really crowded that day. I don't know why. I don't know why it was crowded that day. It was like a Tuesday. Yeah, I do. I want to meet them. No, because it gets crazier. Bro, the story gets crazier, all right? If you thought it was crazy now, it gets even crazier. So, they didn't hear us because, like, we were far enough down. And at the same time, I was trying to act normal, all right? Like, I didn't want them to know that I knew, that I knew them, Because I didn't want them to think it was weird. I especially didn't want them to think that we knew that they were going to be on that flight. That was like my biggest fear. It's like if I sit here and act some ways about seeing them in the airport, Well, also too, I didn't think we were gonna be on the same flight, even though I knew our flight was going to LA. I thought maybe there's some other plane down the way, also going to LA. You know, like maybe they'll be on that one. And so I tried to like keep my cool. All right, and I'm sitting there and I like focus back on my homework, but I can't think about my homework because I just saw, I see one of. Were you wearing One Us merch? No. Okay, no, that's the other thing. Is like even though I was joking, but I still had like that slight fear that I was like, because we are flying to LA at the same, like in the same day. And like, even if I saw them throughout the airport, I didn't want them to know, you know? And so I wore like the most basic fit. I did like my most basic makeup. Like I was just trying to look like a normal traveler, like I do every other day. So I was wearing just basic clothes. So I tried to make it look like I wasn't a One Us fan because I didn't want them to know. I didn't want them to know that I was there or that like I knew them or anything. Because at the same time, it's like One Us are my favorite group. It's like my favorite group ever. And so even if I'm trying to act really cool next to One Us, it's like I still can't act cool next to One Us. So I was doing my best, but I don't know how well that was working. Anyways, where was I? No, so they were far enough away. There's actually like these TVs that were kind of above like our gate, sort of, because we were like in. So like they were standing. So they ended up walking down the thing because behind Xian was like Hwanwoong. I don't remember because I didn't look up at them that much because I was, you know, I know they know when you're staring at them based on other experiences. They know when someone's staring at them, so I didn't want to stare at them. So I really only saw like for sure Kunhee and Xian before I like looked away and was like, I'm gonna just try to act like I'm like normal, another passenger on this plane, because I was just trying to get to LA the same way everyone else was. So they like stop in front of our gate, and I think, and they're starting to look at like the times and whatnot. They were just trying to figure out, I think, if that was the gate or whatever. And then they walk off, and like, you know, and I'm sitting here trying to think about like, oh my god, there's no way I just saw One Us on, you know, in the same terminal. I was like, I'm pretty sure we're on the same flight. We're all going to LA at the same time. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm trying to just reel in like all this excitement. I'm like, oh my god, you know, I can't believe we're on the same flight as One Us. That's crazy. Now, I would love if the story just stopped there, but like, when things happen to me, they just, they happen. And so we start hanging out, you know, whatever, just kind of trying to kill time before. And so the time comes where we can start boarding the plane. And they had, so we were flying, do I want to tell you the airline? I just won't, because they like to fly that airline, so I don't really, you know. So in this airline, they have like 9 boarding groups. A lot of boarding groups for some reason. And this was a full flight, so they needed all the boarding groups. So obviously like the first like 3 or 4 are like for the first class people, business people, whatever. The last 5 groups are for the economy. And they don't really have a specific way of separating the boarding groups. All right, I think it's just randomly generated or something. Because I also flew this airline at like a different time, and I got a whole different boarding group for no reason, except I was almost in the same spot I was on this plane. So I don't understand how the boarding groups work. So I like to think they're randomly generated. And so I was like, well, there's 9 boarding groups. There's no way, you know, like the probability, oh, sorry, hold on, this is a bug. The probability of being in the same boarding group as One Us is like this low, you know? It's slim. It's really slim. And I figured, because like we got spots like near the back of the plane, because I forget if you have to buy your seats on this airline. I'm pretty sure you do. You have to pay extra for seat choice. And usually they're way cheaper at the back, because like nobody likes to ride the back of the plane for some reason. I'm like, it's the same difference. I don't know. And so we usually, like when me and my pal fly, we always sit near the back anyways, just because it's cheaper, duh. So when we booked our flights, we picked our seats, we picked them way at the back. Because, duh, saving money. I'm not rich. And So I figured I was gonna be near like the back, like the last boarding groups or something, because like I'm gonna be on the plane last. I'm in like the 5th row from the back or something. I don't remember. Um, and I just thought, I was like, well, they're one us. I thought that they would have nicer seats. I thought they would have cooler seats on the plane. Um, but lo and behold, they start calling all the boarding groups and they're not moving. All right, because we're all like grouped around. We're grouped around in like a big crowd waiting for our boarding groups to get on. And they're standing like over there. So they're kind of, okay, imagine. How do I want to describe this? Boarding gate is here, okay? They're standing over here and me and my pal are over here. So like we're on like opposite ends of the crowd. Because again, I was trying to be strategic. I didn't want them to know that I was like low-key panicking that we were like standing in the same space, all right? About to board the same flight. So we're on opposite sides of the crowd. Um, and I do remember at some point for some reason, Kunhee and Xion like walked from like their big group because it was like one us, and then it was their tour staff, like the Live Nation or whoever they were touring through. It was their staff, and then it was like the RBW staff. So you were close. Oh my god, wait, no wait, I gotta get through my story because you're probably gonna freak out because I freak out every time I think about it. They were all standing in a group together over on the other side of the crowd, but for some reason Kunhee and Xion like walked like this way, like past us, and then stood behind, not even like right behind us, but just that way. And it kind of like made me like kind of awkward because I was like, I don't like that they're standing back there. I can't see them. Like it just makes me feel weird. I don't like it. And I don't know what happened, but they all ended up like spreading out before like the boarding groups. And like I said, obviously I didn't think we were gonna be in the same boarding group. Okay, so we're all standing in the big group, and then they call our boarding group, which was actually group 7. And I was like, oh my god, you know, they call 7. And I was like, that's us. So we start moving, except I see them start moving. I was like, there's no way. There's no way we're getting on the plane at the same time. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't really like that. And so I really, this is so crazy to describe because, oh my god. So like I find out we're in the same boarding group because we're now moving at the same time. But the one thing is like, even though we're standing in like a big group, for some reason there's like 2 lines and we're like merging. We're merging at some point because there's only one line to get into the plane. Duh. And so me and my pal over here, one us in friends are over here. Okay. And now they're all kind of spread out. They like got on the plane at different times. It was all in group 7, but Xian and Huanung were like at the front of the boarding group for some reason. They were eager to get on. They were up front with like a couple of their staff. One notable thing is that Xian, so they were in Orlando and they went to Disneyland. He got those fairy wings and he was wearing them onto the plane. Probably because they didn't fit his suitcase, you know? So he was like wearing them and like onto the plane. And I thought it was like, it was adorable in the sense that like I love that he just didn't care that he was wearing those. Even if like there are probably people that are like, what the heck, you know? I was just like, I really like that he's just like wearing them. It was my favorite thing. So he was wearing the wings and he was boarding with Huanung and then a few staffs way at the front. And then some like randos got like behind him. Some random people. Goofy kid, yeah, I know. He's my fave though. I love that guy. Some random people got in between, and then it was next was Kunhee with one of the female staffs. I want to say it was like their stylist or something, but they seemed to be pretty good pals because they were like joking and laughing and all this stuff. So it was Kunhee and it was one of like the female staffs, and then right before they got onto the plane, they said, okay, so all of our cabins are filled like for the carry-ons. So all the carry-ons that everyone that has carry-ons from this point on needs to get them checked, you know, as checked bags. And obviously they all had carry-ons because like, duh. And so I remember, well, I think it was the people before them, they said that. And so Kunhee and the staff were like, you know, they learned that they now have to like check their carry-on. And so I don't know why they did this in the middle of the floor instead of getting out of the way, but they stood right where they were standing in line and just slammed, well, they didn't slam, they threw their carry-ons onto the ground and opened them and just started like grabbing stuff I think that they probably wanted to have on the plane. And I remember they were like digging, both of them at the same time, are digging through their carry-on trying to get stuff out that they want. And I was like, you're holding up the line, okay? Like, I'm, you know, granted, like, it is new, like, you know, sudden news all of a sudden. But, like, you couldn't go step out of the line to go do that. You're doing it in front of everyone. Holding up this line, because this line was not moving now, because, like, they're standing there trying to get stuff out of their carry-on. I was like, oh my god. Not even want us or need a gate check. That's what I was saying. Not even want us. Dang chills. No, oh my god. I can't even tell you. Like, okay. So this whole time, right, I'm trying to act like a normal person. And so me in normal situations, if that was just some random person, I would have been mad, I would have been upset. I would be like, get out of the way and let the rest of us get on the plane while you go do that over there. A wee bit rude. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, I would have been annoyed. And so because I was trying to act normal, you know, I was trying to treat one of us like they were just other people at that point in time. And so I was kind of annoyed, all right? I was like, Connie, I love you, my guy, but like you are holding up the line. Move. I was like, I even said to my pal, I was like, there's no way he's standing right in the way doing this right now. That's crazy. And so anyway, they get through their carry-on stuff, they close them back up and they check them. You yell at Kunhee. No, I really would have. I would have been like, Kunhee, move! You know, if I was just more, if I was more into it or whatever, but you yelled at Kunhee. No, he was too far up. Okay, no, that's the thing. Okay, so like, me and my pal, we decided that we were just gonna wait until like kind of the back of the boarding group to get on, because like, we don't really care about getting on first or getting off first or whatever. It's like, we're gonna get on when we get on. And so we were like kind of near the back of well, we were in the back of like our line, because like I said, there was two lines and they were merging to get onto the plane. And so Kunhee and like the staff were like at that part in the line where they merged, so like now they're the front of both of these lines. And so there was still probably about 7 to 8 people between us, okay? And all of us are on that line over there, and all on this side are us common folk, okay? And so I'm watching from like the back that Kunhee and the staff are like, you know, digging through. If I was behind him, I would have been like, bro. We're like, can we hustle? Can we show some hustle out here, please? But I wasn't, so I was closer to the back. So finally they get their stuff, check in their bags, so they finally get into the terminal. And a few more random people get in, all right? And so now the lines are moving, and we're like converging into this merging point. And for some reason, I think I need to stop thinking things like this. This is probably my point, you know, my downfall. In my mind, because I can see one us, right? They're like now, because our lines are going like this. And so say I'm right here. One us are like now right here. Well, one us. It was only Soho and Lido left. It was only Soho and Lido left, plus like their manager and like a few of the tour staffs. And so now they're like kind of directly across from me, but in the other line. And we were moving at the same speed to get into like this merging point. And the thing I thought in my head was like, I hope to God I don't merge at the line at the same point that they do. That's like my downfall. I need to stop saying things like that, because that's usually, then it happens. So we start merging, and I see it's kind of actually Soho more than it is Lido, because I can't. Oh my god! Every time I think about it, it's weird. It's weird. Ew. Okay, so we're merging in the way. There's 2 ladies in front of me. 2 ladies. I think it's like a mom and like her daughter, but her daughter's like my age or something. Kana zipper merged with one of us. No, it was bad. Okay, wait, no. It's not even the juicy part. So it's a mom and like her daughter in front of me. And so I kind of like, I was like set. I was like, I gotta just stay behind these women the whole time. I was like, I'm not letting anyone get in between me and these women, because they're now my line buddies, okay? We've been in line behind each other this whole time anyway. And so we're getting closer to the point where the line merges, and I can see hate thinking about it. I see Soho in my peripheral vision. He's quite literally like directly across from me on this side, because we're at the same point in the line. And then like behind him was like one of the staffs, and then I think behind him was Lido, and he was talking to like one of the tour staffs who so okay, so we're getting to this merging point, and now the lines are getting closer, and like I said, I can see Lido, I can see Soho, I see Soho, and I'm trying to act like I don't see him, because like that's even worse. It's like the worst person I could be standing next to in this line is Soho, right? And so we're getting closer, and he's like, okay, here's me, here's Soho, merging point, and he's like, for some reason, he's like getting really close to me. I was kind of like, whoa, bro. I was here first? Soho was next to you? Yes. It's so weird to think about. Okay. And so it almost... Oh, I don't like that song. I'm sorry, we have to skip it. I'm trying to hold on. Okay. It almost feels like, because he, like I said, we're moving at the same speed, but he's getting closer to me because, like, again, this is where the lines merge. For some reason, it felt like he was trying to get, like, in front of me, and I didn't know why. I didn't know why he was trying to get in front of me, because behind him was, like, a staff that he knew, and then behind the staff that he knew was Lido and the other staff. So I was like, why are you trying to get in front of me and now stand in between, like, people you just don't, or, like, complete strangers to you? Right? But that's what it felt like, because he kept getting close. I'm so sure he got, like, so this is my shoulder. I think he was probably about right here. Like, this is where his shoulder was. I'm so engrossed in the story. Was that a skip on 808? Crazy. Okay, no. I would not have skipped 808. It's just I don't trust Japanese songs on the live. I feel like they're gonna get me. They're gonna get me. I can't believe it. OMG, I wish I was there. I wish someone else was there to, like, witness what the heck was happening, because it was really crazy, okay? For justice for 808. No, I don't hate the song. It's just in Japanese. Fro would have said hi or something. Okay, no. That was my other thing. I was like, I really didn't want them. I didn't want them to know that I knew them. But just because, like, I didn't want to make it weird for them. Like, they're just trying to get on this plane and fly to the next stop. All right, we just happen to be on the same plane. I don't want them to think anything crazy, you know? So I was trying my best to act like a normal person. Anyways, for some reason, like I said, it felt like Soho was trying to cut in front of me, except I don't play like that. I don't let people cut in front of me like that. So I was trying to get, you know, so I was like, no, like, I have to stay behind these ladies because, like, they're my line buddies, and I don't really want you standing in front of me. I really don't want Soho standing in front of me. That's weird. And so, like, I kept inching closer to these ladies, but then he started inching closer to me, and I was like, no way we're fighting for a spot in line right now. Like, just stand behind me. Weirdo. I totally understand that, but it's literally once in a lifetime opportunity. Yeah, it really was. But, like, I don't know. You didn't want to draw attention to them. Well, that, but, like, it would have been, like, a really subtle, like, oh, hi, Soho kind of thing. Hi, one us. It's just more, I just really didn't want them to know that I knew them. You said back up. No, I did. I was like, there's no way, you're not cutting me in front of the line. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Soho from One Us. I was here first. I'm gonna get in line first. And so I finally, I inched, I was almost like, I was really close to this lady in front of me, because like I said, it felt like he was trying to, like, get in between us. Back of the line, buddy. Yeah, hit the back, bro. Who are you? Not Soho being a line cutter? But that's what I'm saying. Why was he so adamant about getting in front of me? He was trying to assert dominance. I don't play like that, all right? I assert dominance. Anyway, so he finally, like, stopped. He's finally stopped, like, inching between us. But again, it's me and my pal on the plane, all right? And so she is on this side of me, like, behind me. And she said that she started having the same issue with him. For some reason, he was trying to get in between me and her. She was like, why? Like, that's what I was saying. At the same time, I was like, I don't know why he's trying to get in between me and this lady. But then now he's trying to get in between me and my pal. And I was like, no, I don't want to lose my pal in the back of the line, you know? That's crazy. His red flag, I guess. Yeah, for real. Since he judged my old bias, I would have let him go in front of me. Like, no, go ahead. No, okay. Like I said, using his fame to cut lines. Yeah, he really thought. He thought because he was Soho from One Us, he would get special treatment. Not from me. No, that's the thing though, is like I said, I was trying to pretend. In my mind, it's like I really just wanted to treat them like normal people on the plane. You know? Even though like they're like my favorite group of people ever. I just wanted them to have like a normal experience on this plane and not make it weird or awkward or anything. And so I was trying to act the same way that I would have if it was any other person. And if that was any other person, there's no way they were getting in front of me. Nobody's cutting me in line, all right? He's a 10, but a line cutter. Yeah. Not very demure. Not very mindful. Not very cutesy. Totally understand though. Yeah. So anyway, my pal is like, yeah, he was trying to get in between me and you. And I was like, that's weird. But like I said, I didn't want to lose her back there. And especially too, because like I said, it was him, and then it was one of their staffs, and then it was Lido and another staff. So then I would have lost my pal in between Soho and Lido somewhere. And I was like, I don't want to do that to her. That's crazy. Can't do that to her. So she kind of knew that too. So she like got really, really close to me. So she was basically touching, because I had a backpack. So she was like kind of like touching my backpack. And so he finally like, you know, he got behind her. It's really crazy. Anyways, so now your poor pal. Yeah, I know. Anyway, so now my alt bias of biases ever, right? Favorite person in the entire world is standing right behind me. Ew. No, okay. So this was before we checked our boarding passes in, right? And I had mine on my phone, because I'm trying to be like, you know, my technology era. Hilarious, actually. No, I'm saying he was really making it difficult that day. So we get to the point where we're gonna scan our boarding passes, and for some reason, the thought left my mind that I had a Soho photo card on the back of my phone, and he's standing right behind me because like my pal had now doubled up beside me. So she's standing right here, so now he's just directly behind me because for some reason, I have to explain that. You should have said hi, at least a little one. No, I should have, but like I was already just kind of nervous. Like he was standing right there. He was right behind me. Anyway, so my pal doubled up with me, and we get to the boarding pass, but like this is the one we gotta do, like, you know, in a single line. And so I totally forget. Did he see the photo card? I don't know. Oh, anyway, no. So I have my phone. So I was doing my best to make sure that whole time that like I wasn't showing any part of my phone in the back. So I kept looking at it like down here. Except for some reason we get to the, you know, where they're gonna scan our boarding pass, and I forget. And so I get to the thing, and you have to face it down to scan like the QR code. And so I have my phone, I grab it, and I just put it down, and I leave it. I take my hand off of it. So now the whole back is exposed. He's right behind me, isn't he? No. That's what I said the whole time. I take my hand off of it, or like slightly or something. The whole back is exposed. And then I grab it again, right? And then I'm, you know, it scans and I pick it up, and then my pal does hers. And then I hear he does his or whatever. I don't know. And so I'm standing there, and then I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. And my pal's looking at me, and she's like, what? And I turned my phone around, and I like pointed down at it, because like, you know, I didn't want to say anything that related to One Us or Soho or anything, because he's right behind me. Okay. Oh, that's even the crazier thing. Well, I'll explain it after this because it's goofy. And so I was like, no way. So I turn my phone around and I point at it, and she like looks down at it, and then she looks up, right, and her eyes roll big, and she was like, oh my God. She's like, did it show? Like while I was scanning my boarding pass? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I was like, how close is he behind us? And, or like, how close was he, you know, or something. I was whispering it so he couldn't hear me. And I was like, how close was he? And she was like, he was kind of close. I was like, God, I hope he didn't see it, because I literally left it there. Like I moved my hand away and everything. And so it's like out. And I was like, God, I hope he didn't see it. Like, I hope he was like looking away or something, or focused on his own phone or something. The amount of fear that moment, it really was. I sat there and was like, no, like, please God, I've been doing so well this whole time. There's no way this one little photo card is gonna mess up the whole thing. So I like to think he didn't see it. I like to think. All right. Anyways, so after our boarding pass, the line is moving really slow, and I think it's because like it's a full flight. People are putting up their carry-ons and all this stuff, and so like it takes us forever to get on this plane, and so we're moving really, really slow. And like my pal is standing next to me, and like we're just talking about like anything or whatever, trying to pass the time. But for some reason, again, because Soho is standing right behind me, for some reason he's standing really close. He's standing really close to us, behind us, okay? He was more like directly behind me because like the line, I was kind of the line, but like my pal kind of came around me to stand next to me. So he was like almost directly behind me. But it's like sometimes like I've never turned around like entirely because I knew if I turned around, I was gonna end up looking at him and then I was gonna make it weird and awkward because I was probably gonna start laughing. Personal space, sir? Hello? That's what I said. I was like, we don't know what personal space is? That's crazy. You don't even know me. I'm a stranger and you're invading my personal space. But like when I would turn to look at my pal, like I could see him in like, you know, my peripheral vision. And I could see he was right there to the point where like I knew if I like moved too fast because I had my backpack on, help his second red flag, lack of personal space. That's what I'm saying. Like, what the heck goes on? But I knew, like, if I, like, moved too much or did something really wacky with if I turned too fast, I was probably gonna hit him. Because I'm so sure, like, he was on his phone or something. And imagine he was just looking at you from time to time. No. No. I'd like to pretend that he didn't know me the whole time. Or didn't see the photo card or anything, you know. I like to think I was being as normal as possible so that he wouldn't have known. But he was standing really close and like this line was moving kind of slow. And so like the entire time on the plane, I swear it was probably like 15-20 minutes to get onto the plane from when we scanned our boarding passes. He was just right behind me the whole time. Like, so he was so close. It was almost bothering me after like a certain point. Halfway down like the that runway thing, I think I was just kind of getting annoyed. I was like, I hate that he's like right behind me. I hate that he's like right there. Probably saw the PC, but he was too shy to point it out. Well, he obviously wasn't gonna point it out, I think, because that would just be weird on his part. It was like a situation where I had to say something to them if I wanted to say something. I don't think he would have ever said anything. For imagine he knew you were a fan, he would have been the one to say hi. If he said hi, I think I would have just cried. I think I would have just stood there in silence the whole time and just been like, no way. But anyway, yeah, so he was like directly behind me the whole time. And then, so we finally get to the part where we're gonna get on the plane. And if you've ever been on a plane, you know, like it gets really small, like the line, so you have to go single file. My pal said again, because she got behind me, because I went in first. She got behind me, and for some reason, she was like, yeah, he was trying to cut me again onto the plane. He was trying to get in between us. And I was like, why? It's like, why is he trying to get in between us? A weirdo, you know? Such a weird dude. So she's like, yeah, I kind of had to like squirm in front of him so I could be right behind you. Like, I don't really know. I can't explain that. I can't explain that for you. Well, oh no, to be fair, I don't know what happened. But we were like on the plane and she like tapped me on the shoulder because she was right behind me. She tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around and she like whispered to me. She was like, who's standing behind me? But like I knew it was Soho because like he was right behind us the whole time. And so I had to tell her, I was like, it's the guy on my phone. Because I couldn't say his name on this plane. He was standing right there. I couldn't be like, oh yeah, it's just Soho. Don't worry. But she like I told her, I was like, it's the guy on my phone. And she was like, oh, okay. It's like, well, he keeps hitting my backpack, so like, okay. Like we were on the plane, you know, like in the aisle trying to get to our seats. And for some reason she was like, yeah, he keeps hitting my bag. Like, and if he doesn't stop. I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. That's so crazy. Anyways, you think it gets you think this is the end? This is not even the end of the story. So we're on the plane, down the aisles, all right? And like I said, my seat is at the way back. So I'm like, I know my seat is way down the way. I have a long ways to go. And for some reason, me and my pal had like different seats at this point. I don't know what that was about. I forgot why we did that, but we like were at different spots. So she was like a couple rows ahead of me on the other side, and I was over here by the window. And so I start walking down, and like all these people are dispersing into their seats, and I start like, I'm going towards the back of the plane. Yet for some reason, I still see Hwanu and Kunhee. Well, I see the three, like Xian, Hwanu, and Kunhee, and they haven't sat down yet. Like they're still walking to their seats. And I said, "Oh no!" Like in my mind, I was like, "Oh no," because they're walking towards the same place where my seat is. Because like I said, my seat is 5 rows from the back of the plane. So I'm kind of in the back of the plane. And they're still walking. And I'm still walking. And I was like, no, please, God, no. I was like, please, for the love of God, please don't walk to the back of the plane. And so, luckily, there was some like random guy in front of me still. So we're walking. We get all the way down the back of the plane. And then I forgot who I saw. It was one of the members though. Because Soho and Lito are behind me still. And I see one of them, and they get into like the second row from the back. So like they're at the back of the plane, and they're back there with like all their staff. Like everyone's booked back there, and I was like, why? I saw one of them disperse this way, and I saw one of them go this way, like into the seats, and I was like, oh God. I was like, no, please no. And so I walk, I get to my aisle, and there's 2 girls already in the aisle. So they have the middle seat and the aisle seat, and mine was a window. And so I had to tell him, I was like, oh, my seat's over there. I don't think they spoke English. I don't really want to get into what I thought they were, because I don't want to assume things about people, but like, it was strange because they were already there in that seat, and I was like, we're at the back of the plane. Like, how are you already on the plane? Like, they looked comfortable already and everything. Anyway, so I had to tell them to move so I could get to my spot. And so I sit down in my aisle. And I like briefly look up because I knew Soho was like behind me. And so I look up and I see Soho, and he walks by. He walked past my aisle, and I was like, oh, okay. It's like, so they're behind me at least, in the rows back there. God gives his most stressful battles to his strongest dudes. Oh God, the way I was fighting for my life that day. Okay, no. So I see Soho, he walks by. So I was like, okay. I was like, you're right. All right, like, at least that's over. Won't be seeing Soho anymore. He's behind me. But then I see Lito, okay? I see Lito. I actually heard him talking to the staff behind us while we were like going into the, like down the runway thing. He was talking to the staff, and he, first, like I said, like we were all so crammed together because this line was just crazy. And he was only like a few people behind Soho, and he wasn't even talking that loud, but I could hear him talking. So like I knew he was like kind of close. So anyways, after Soho walks by, I look up and I see Lito, and I was like, okay, it's like all of them are back behind me, so they have to all be back there, except nothing ever perfectly works out for me. So I see Lito, and like this is my aisle, right? I'm in the window. There's somebody here, and there's somebody on the aisle. And then I see him get into the aisle across. So it's like we're in the same aisle. It's just he's on the other side of, well, in the same row, but he's on the other side of the aisle. He sits down over there, and I was like, no. God, I was like, God, no, help. I'm just trying to get to LA. Okay, I'm really just trying to get. Oh, actually, yes. So now me and Lito are sitting in the same. Luckily, like I said, it wasn't the same row because there was 2 girls sitting next to me. But it was kind of like the same row, but on the other side. I probably wish I was you. No, you, no, because every time I think about it, I'm just like, God. I'm like, why did these things happen to me? I was so, oh my God. And like, okay, at that point, because I thought it was like, coast is clear. I can finally just be normal and whatever. I'm off that plane. Honestly, no, I really wanted to just turn around. Like, just give me a different flight. Drive me to LA. I don't know. Just don't put me on this plane right now. Anyway, I thought like coast was clear until he got into the aisle over there. And like I said, I still have this Soho photo card in my phone. All right. And, I kind of assumed these 2 girls next to me were fans, and they were. They kind of were. Yes, I do. I'm a different person. I love to experience me in my face, even if I don't say anything. It's like cool in theory until it's like happening, and then you're like, oh god, like why is this happening? Anyway, I have the Soho photo card in my phone, and he's sitting across. Now, I like to think like he wasn't gonna be looking around like, you know, all crazy like that, but I was still nervous, and I didn't want to hold my phone any kind of way to make him think I was recording or anything. And so I kept my hand like, so this is my phone, the photo card's right here. I kept my hand like this on my phone the whole time, and it sucked because I listened to music on the plane, and so I had to like make sure my phone was always facing down. I think I even had a Soho like lock screen, and I was like, I know they can't see that far, but you just never know. Like I was trying my best to be really careful. It was horrible. Like this whole plane ride, I felt like I was just on edge. But anyway, we take off, and because that was like the last like crazy thing. Like we're all on the plane ready to go. So we start flying. We're in the air, and I'm like, you know what? I could really take a nap. It's like a 2-hour plane ride. I'm gonna take a nap. So I took a nap. I'll feel nauseous. I'd be so nervous. I hate to tell you. I might even, maybe I'll tell the story after this even, because we're into our yapping hours. But it wasn't like my first time seeing them out in the wild. Like, God, that's horrible. And so it was kind of just like, it wasn't like hitting me like in a really crazy way. It was more just like, oh my God, like not again kind of thing. That's horrible. That's really awful to say, but it was kind of true. So we take off. I take a nap, all right? And I slept almost the entire plane ride. I think I like woke up when we started like descending. But it takes a long time to descend. And I thought it was funnier too, because I was like still adamant about vlogging. Because, you know, I got to put some clips in my vlog. And so there were a couple times, I think I like woke up or something. I don't remember. I left my window open that whole time because these girls weren't going to sleep. So it's like, well, maybe they want to look at something while I'm, you know, taking a nap. You were for real so blessed and fortunate that experience, even though you didn't like it. No, okay, it's not that I hate it. I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike it or anything. It was just scary. I actually enjoyed it, okay, because I was like, oh my God, one us, you know, woo, one us. It was just scary. It was just terrifying. And it was more just like I was too scared to like say hi or anything. And so it was stressful to try to like act like I didn't know who they were, even though I was like freaking out on the inside. I was like, oh my God, it's one us. Oh my God, you know. Anyway, so I was still adamant about vlogging, and so there were a couple times I would like get up and I would start recording. Except it felt really awkward because I knew Lido was over there. And I was like, I hope to God he doesn't know who I am. Because I think I mentioned this in my last vlog. I have this like slight fear that like anyone in One Us has seen my videos before. Because it's not like an impossible thing. It's not something that's like really like out of the box to think about. But at the same time, it's like they would have to actively look up something to see my channel. And so I was like, in that moment, I was just really, really hoping that they've never seen anything I've ever done, okay? That they just don't know who I am. They don't even know that I make One Us videos, right? And so I'm vlogging, and I'm sitting there like stressed about it the whole time because I was like, if he wanted to look over and see, he could see me recording. I was like, that's so goofy. So if you watch the LA vlog, both of those plane clips that I have, like if we're in the air, I just want you to imagine that One Us is like in the rows behind me. Have you done a fan call with Soho before? No. No, and I don't want to. I really don't want to. I really don't want to because I know if I ever talk to Soho in like real life, like through a fan call or like fan sign or anything, I don't think I could hide not just my excitement, but I think all those scenes would be playing in my head. The fact that he was trying to cut me in line to board the plane, the fact that he was standing right behind me to get on the plane, okay? Like just all these little scenes and stuff would be playing in my head. I don't think I could hide it. So, I've kind of moved past the whole fan call, fan sign thing. But yeah, so I was still vlogging all this stuff. I think I think that was probably the most exciting part. Because, like, after we got off the plane, it was like we just got off normally. I definitely ran off of the plane. All right. He would scold him for being a line cutter. I wonder if he would even know what that meant. What if I, like, got into a fan call? I'll be like, did you know you cut me in line one time? And he'd be like, huh? What are you talking about? Well, he didn't cut me in line. He tried to cut me in line, but I won. So I'm better. Duh. Um, but yeah, we got off the plane and I like sprinted off the plane. The girls actually got off like way before. They were one of the first people off, which is crazy. But that's how I knew they were fans, was because like when I finally got off the plane, me and my pal like were walking through like that little terminal part, like before you like exit the gate, and they were waiting in like a corner. Like they were like waiting, like they were turned face towards the rest of us. And like I said, they ran off a long time ago, so like they had been waiting there forever. And like I knew when one of us was getting off because they were near my rows and they were just standing there waiting, so I kind of knew that they were fans. I was like, that's weird and strange, but whatever. Poor Soho though, maybe he didn't know what was going on, but following staff trying to get on the plane. Well, see, that was the other thing, was like they weren't near the staff. Because like I said, they were all like spread out. So like Hwanwoong and Xian got on with like one of their, I think it was probably one of their managers, like way ahead of us, probably like 15 people ahead of us. And then maybe about 8 people ahead of us, Kun-hee and another staff got on. And so now there's like 8 random people in between Kun-hee and Soho. So it didn't look like they were trying to stay together at all, actually, because I feel like they would have been more adamant about trying to get in line with each other and stuff. But they were kind of just getting on like just randomly sort of thing. And so that's why I was more surprised that Soho was trying to cut me. He was trying to cut in between me and the lady in front of me, because I was like, you don't know those ladies. You don't even know who the people are in front of them, you know? But you know the person behind you, so why are you trying to get in between me and this lady and be separated from the person behind you that you know? That's kind of what the confusing thing was that it didn't seem like he was so nervous about being separated from like the staff that he knew, and he was trying to get in between 2 random people. So I was like, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, the 2 girls sitting next to me were fans because they were waiting for them to get off the plane. Me and my pal, like I said, we just gone through this whole experience. It was like the experience for the last 2 hours being next to one of us. And so we sprinted the baggage claim. All right, I was like, we have to get away from him quick. Like, this is crazy. I can't do this no more. So we sprint the baggage claim. And like we got off way before they did, because like I didn't even look back. I didn't want to look back or anything, because I knew like they were getting off behind me, but I didn't know how close they were behind me. And so I was like, you know, we're sprinting to baggage claim, whatever. So we're walking really, really fast trying to get there to baggage claim, but for some reason we get to baggage claim at the same time. We didn't even go the same route. Me and my pal took like this like weird, like desolate tunnel to get to baggage claim, because that's what the sign said. We were just following the signs. But one of us and the staff took like this whole other route, but we got there at the same time. And I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, it just doesn't end. It just doesn't end for me. This is just crazy. So we get to baggage claim and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go stand away from them because I don't want to be next to them anymore. Help how? I don't know. It's like they were like speed walking too. Like we both had places to be. I don't know. And so I was like, okay, well, we're just going to go wait in a different corner of the baggage claim. Imagine it was our crazy mission to follow you. No, that's what I'm saying. At that point, I was starting to think suspicious things. Because I was like, how come I can't get away from them? That's crazy. So we're standing way over here, and they're like way over there, like all grouped up now. And I think they were just gonna wait because all the bags started coming out, but none of them like went up to the carousel or anything. So I think they were just gonna wait because they have all of the luggage. And so we get our bags because they come out pretty early. We get our bags, and I immediately go outside. I'm like, we gotta get out of here. This is crazy. We're standing outside for a bit, but then I suddenly remembered, because like we had to get a lift, and I forgot that LAX has like this designated area for like ride shares and taxis and stuff. So I'm standing at like the curb, and I was like, I don't remember like how to do this, like it's been so long. And then I remembered all of a sudden we had to go to some different place to go get on the ride share. And so I sprinted over to the shuttle. I was like, we gotta go. I was like, I cannot be here anymore. This is just goofy. I don't like this. And so we, we left. We just left them there. And that was kind of the end of that story. Oh my god, it was so goofy. It was so goofy. It was a really fun day. It was really fun, really eventful, but it was also just really stressful. I was excited for it to just be over. Yeah, no. Wild. I know, isn't that crazy? I think it's crazy that I managed to just be on the same plane as one of us. Even crazier that we were even sitting in the same area. Because it's one thing to be on the same flight. It's another thing to be sitting almost next to them. I already heard that. I don't know. It was really goofy. Okay, well, I guess since I'm on the topic of how I see one of us in the wild, I'm going to talk about this other time I saw one of us in the wild, which made the whole flight experience, like, not that insane to me because I saw them before. It was actually when I went to Las Vegas to go see them at Weebridge. So we drove to Las Vegas, and we left, like, because we knew it was going to take us 2 days. So we left, like, early in the week, like on a Tuesday. And we got to Las Vegas on a Thursday, and we had time. Okay, gotta go. I enjoyed your story. Oh, thanks for hanging out for my story. Maybe you can come back later and listen to this one. Like, some other time. Thanks for hanging out today. But yeah, we drove to Las Vegas. We got there on Thursday. But we got there really early on Thursday because we split up our trip. And so we got there in the afternoon on Thursday. So we were like, okay, well, we're kind of close to the strip because we were staying just like, I don't know, a half a mile down, like out of the strip. So like, well, maybe we can just go to the strip. So we went down to the strip, started walking around. I was like, well, we can find somewhere to eat, all this stuff. If Hyunjin was sitting next row to me on a plane, I would not be able to stop blushing. I'd wear a mask and no one would see. See, that's partially why I fell asleep. Because I was like, not only am I like, do I really want to nap right now? But I really don't want to be tempted. Because like these girls were sitting next to me too. So I didn't want to be like looking past them to like look at Lido. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, if I go to sleep, I'll be asleep. It won't be my problem. So that's partially why I went to sleep. Anyway, so we go out to the strip. We're walking down. We start like near the Mandalay Bay. I think, no, we start even further than that, like at the MGM. OMG, wait, because I was actually visiting Korea during April last year and I left the same day as one of us. No! You see him at the airport? No! You didn't see him at the airport. Yeah, no. So we were there in Las Vegas, we're walking down the strip, we're trying to find, we're like looking around, it's like all amazing, awesome, lights everywhere. And we're kind of just looking because we have time to look because Weebridge started the next day, so we weren't gonna have time. We left at different times, had different destinations. No! That could have been you. That story, that could have been you, actually. Instead. Sorry, I'm yapping about Hyunjin. He's just my old bias, so it's hard not to mention everything situation. No, that's fair. That's okay because I do that with One Us anyways. Like, if I can find anything to relate One Us into, I will. So I get it. Plus, it's nice to, like, imagine. Because, like, if you try to imagine, like, you seeing One Us in that situation, you might be like, oh, yeah, no, it's not that crazy. But if you imagine seeing, like, your old bias and your old group, you know, in that situation, it becomes crazier. And I think that's, like, a perfect way to describe how I felt. Seeing my old group, my old bias, at the airport in the same flight. That's as close to One Us at the airport as I need to be. Okay, real. I totally get you. I really hope I'm never next to One Us on a plane ever again. That's like a one and done kind of thing. Anyways, so we walk around, we start when it's like daylight out, the sun's out. And I really want to go to the Bellagio. So the Bellagio has that water fountain, the one with the lights. It has like a show and music and everything. And I really want to watch that. So we get there and we see it when the sun was up still. I wore my Reach For Us hoodie too. I'm so glad we didn't meet. Oh my god. No, but then they would have known. They would have been like, oh my god. A fan. No, that's our fan. But yeah, so we watched the water fountain when the sun was up, and I was like, okay, but I really want to see it when the sun is not up, because the lights, come on. Okay, gotta go for real, bye. Bye, have a good night. When I finish this story, I'll call it, okay? I'll call it a stream. Anyways, so I was like, I really want to see this light show when the lights are on. And so we go into the Bellagio casino because it's right next there, right next door, duh. So we go into the casino, we go to like the bar, and like at this point, it's like it's me, my dad, and my sister. And sorry, that's kind of sad and slow. It's me, my dad, and my sister. We're all over 21. Okay, we're old, and so we're like, well, we were gonna try like a drink because like we're in Las Vegas, we might as well try like the Las Vegas drinks. They were expensive. It was also really strong, the drink that I got. So like I finished the drink and I swear to God, I was feeling it. I thought that was crazy. It was like this big of a cup. I was like, what do you mean? It was good though. I thought it was good. So we finish our drinks and then we go out into like the casino, and my dad has like some cash and he's like, you guys want to try like a machine or something? We're like, yeah, okay. So we like start looking around for a machine, me and my sister, and we play a blackjack machine. I remember I played like this really old school one because my dad wanted to do like sports betting. And so while he was doing that, I was playing like this really old school one because I had $20. So I stuck it in, lost my $20, but whatever. And so yeah, we were just like, doing some casino things. And I look at the time and I'm like, oh, okay, it's 8, it's after 8. I think the sun's down and one of the shows is about to start. We should go watch it. So my dad and my sister are like, okay. So we go outside of the Bellagio. And at this point, because it's like 8 p.m. on like a Thursday, so like all of like the street performers are coming out, trying to get their change from like unsuspecting tourists. And we're in like this big busy corner, and the Bellagio is like, well, the fountain, it's like a really long like fountain, so you can stand almost anywhere. It's just after this fountain show, my dad wanted to go look for a store. And when we walked out of the casino, we were close to like the sidewalk that gets you across the street. So I was like, okay, well, we should just stand on this side and watch this show. So that way after it's done, we can just go across the street. So we walk outside and we're going to watch this fountain show. Okay. We watched this fountain show. But before the show started, we had like 10 minutes before it was going to start. And so we're standing like kind of away from the little railings you can stand at to watch it. And we're standing there, there's people everywhere, whatever. And I remember my sister, she like kind of looks over at one of the railings and she's like, that guy kind of looks familiar. And I was like, what guy? And at first she mentioned like some completely like different guy. She said it kind of looks like this streamer that I watch, or the streamer's boyfriend, the streamer that she knows, her boyfriend. It's like, it kind of looks like him. She's like, I think that's him, like from the back, because they were faced that way. And I was like, who are you even talking about? And so she pointed him out. And I looked, and I saw the guy she was talking about from the back, and I was like, he looks kind of pretty from the back. And immediately I think I thought it was a K-pop idol, because it was Weebridge, right? So there's a bunch of different groups here at Weebridge. And my first thought was like, it could be like an idol, because of how pretty he looked from the back. And I was like, he has like perfect hair, has like a perfect outfit on. It was crazy. And she was like, it really looks like this one streamer guy. And like right when she said that, I looked at the person to the left of this really pretty dude, and lo and behold, I see this short blonde haired dude right next to him. All right. And right when I seen him, I think in my mind I was like, wait a minute. Because like we were like far enough away, we were close enough to where we could see them, but like far enough away where we weren't like right behind them. Hold on, you already know who I'm talking about. That's crazy. Yeah, and so right when I was like, wait a minute, he turns around, he like looks this way. I think he's like looking behind him a little bit, but like kind of behind the dude he's standing with. And he turns, and that's when I see his side profile, and I was like, that's Hwan Woong. My sister was like, huh? Like she was like, what? And I was like, that's Hwan Woong. I was like, wait, if that's Hwan Woong, then who was the guy next to him? And I looked at the guy next to him again, and I realized it was Xion. Right? Like just based on the build, just the way he looked from the back. I was like, that's Xion. And I said, wait a minute. It's like, that's one us. And I started panicking. I started freaking out. My sister was like, no, that's not. She's like, that's not one us. And then I think Hwan Woong turned around again. He might have turned around even more. To to like look some more back that way, and she was like, oh, she's like, wait, that is Hwanu. I was like, no. I was like, no. I was like, this is not one us right now. This is not one us. This is not one us. And I started freaking out. I was like, we gotta go. I was like, we have to go somewhere else where we're not next to one us. And I started panicking, and then my dad, he like went that way somewhere, but then he came back. Okay, and I'm sitting there, I was like, we have to go. I was like, we gotta go. Anywhere but here. And my dad's like seeing me freaking out, and he's like, what's going on? He's like, what's happening? My sister was like, One Us is standing over there. It's like 2 members from One Us are over there. And he was like, huh? Because he knows I like One Us. Like, everyone in my family knows I like One Us. Like, you know, they just know. And so my dad was like, One Us? And I was like, yeah. I was like, One Us is standing over there. I was like, Hwanog and Xian from One Us are standing over there. And he was like, are you gonna go say hi? And I said, no. I said, I'm not going over there to say hi. I was like, no. I'm not, I'm like freaking out, okay? I'm panicking. I was like, no, I'm not gonna go say hi. And my sister too was like against it, because she knows One Us through me. And she's seen One Us before. I've dragged her along to concerts. So she also was like, no, I don't want to go say hi. And my dad was like, okay, well, I'll go say hi. And I was like, Dad, no. But before I could say anything, he walked off. And I was like, no. And so I was like, God, we have to go. Like, we have to run away. I don't want to be anywhere near, because I feel like he's the type of person where he would go up to someone and be like, oh yeah, she wants to say hi. I would say hi. I was scared. This was the first time I'd seen One Us in real life, right? Like out in public like that. So I was incredibly scared at this point. I was like, I don't want to say hi to them. I don't want to. So my dad leaves and he goes towards Hwanog and Xian, and I was like, no. I'm like, no. I'm like, your dad? No. I was so embarrassed. I was like, God, he's gonna embarrass me in front of Hwanog and Xian. I don't like this. And so I was like, no. I was like, I'm gonna go hide over here. So I start walking down the sidewalk. But then I was also eager to see like what he was actually gonna do. I didn't know if he was gonna say hi or not. So I walked back, because my sister just stood there. So I walked back over to my sister, and I'm standing there. And he like disappears over there, because they're like at a railing. So my dad goes to like the railing next to them or something. And he's, you know, gone for a bit. And then I see him start walking back. He starts walking back to us. And I was like kind of embarrassed, but also just like, I wonder what he said. He comes back and he was like, I was like, did you say hi? And he said, no. Like, but I took a photo. It's like, I was like, why would you do that? And he's like, he said, after I took the photo, he's like, I saw them both look up at me. I was like, Dad, because you're taking photos of them in the wild. Like, why are you bothering them like this? That's crazy. I get the embarrassment, but I would say hi anyway. I wish I was that strong. I'm a little shy, okay, when it comes to my faves. And people like I admire and stuff, like I don't like to say hi. But he's like, I took a photo, and he showed me the photo, and it's literally them standing there, like they're on their phones, but they're just standing there, and I was like, God. But then it made it more real, I think, that like it was One Us standing there, and I was like, Dad, you're so creepy. I was like, you just took some random. I was like, I wonder what they thought. They probably thought you were weird. Whatever. So yeah, so that happened, right? And I was like, oh God, I was getting over like the excitement and like the initial like fear that I had seeing Hwanog and Xian. And so we, like, the show was about to start, so I was like, okay, well, we should go down here so we can see it better. We found a spot to watch like the fountain show. It was like further down. So we watched the show. And then, you know, I was like, okay. I do it because I know that it will probably be the first and last time I see them and never get that chance again. So there's a chance I will take it. I wish I could be more like you. I really wish. I just kind of have the memory to go off of. And then my mom would go up to them and probably make me say hi to them. Too shy for that. See, that's what I thought. I thought he was going to call me over. Like, I thought he was going to say hi and then be like, my daughter's a big fan. Like, you know, like, can she say hi or something? And then call me over. And I was like, no, I don't. Like, I don't want to do that. You don't understand, Dad. I was like, this is my favorite group in the entire world. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Anyway, so the fountain show ends. And we're like, okay, we still want to go to the store. Like, and it's across the way. So we have to go back down near where Hwanog and Xian are standing, and go like on this sidewalk, because they were doing construction at this time, so we have to go on the sidewalk like on a sky bridge and then go across the street. And they're still standing there, but now they're taking photos. Okay, they're taking photos from this fountain. My mom doesn't know who One Us is, but she thinks it's BTS. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's fair though. It's fair. Anyways, so we're standing there and I'm like, okay, wait. I was like, let me just stand here and admire them. Because like I said, like, I thought that was the first and last time I was ever going to see them out in public like that. And so I was like, well, let me just admire him from back here. So I kind of stood there and I was just like looking at him. I was like, I can't believe that's one of us, like, you know, in real life. I'm like, that's one of us. And I must have been like staring pretty intently because I did see like Hwanwoong. Well, he was, I don't know what he was doing, but he like turned around and I remember he like looked at me and I like seen him look at me and I was like, oh, and I turned this way because I was like, my bad, you know, I was like, I didn't mean to be staring like that. But we made eye contact really briefly and so I looked away really fast. I was like, oops. And so I like looked away and I waited for like as long as I thought he would turn around to like look away again. And he did. So like when I looked back, he was looking away. So I was like, okay. And so I'm looking at him again and I'm just like, okay, you know, admiring him, whatever. And so then my dad is like, okay, well, like, you know, maybe, I was like, no, I was like, we can go now. So like we start walking and I was like, oh, I'm gonna take one last look. I'm gonna take one last look at him, you know, as we leave. And I look over and like Hwanwoong is already looking over. Cause, well, I think he might have looked a few times because me and my sister were both looking at him because we obviously knew them. So we're looking at him. So he might have looked a few times and seen us like staring or something. I think even my sister was like, yeah, he's like, he looked back at us a couple times and I was like, oh, jeez, okay. And so the last time before we walked away for good, I looked at him, I like glanced over and I see Hwanwoong and he's just already looking at me. And I was like, oh no. I was like, my God. So I turned away really quick and I started walking away. I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I think he knew that I knew who he was, kind of thing. And I was like, all right. Like, well, that was fun. That was exciting. So we go across the street. We walk across the sky bridge and we go into like this alley place thing because this is where we thought where this store was. My dad was looking for a specific store. K-drama moment? Yeah, for real. I look and he's already looking. Slow-mo. No, we go down this alleyway because we thought that this is where the store was that we were looking for. Because that's what it looked like on my map. Alright, because I was the one leading the way. And I was like, it says this down here, so we go by. We passed this one store. We thought it was this store. And so I remember we like glanced in and we're like, no, like it doesn't look like that store. So we walked down a little bit further down into the alley, but then we realized it was like some food court looking thing. And I was like, I don't think that store is back here. Like it might be like out of this alleyway, maybe further down the street. And so my dad is like, okay, because he's the one looking for the store. He's the one that wants to go to the store. And so we're like, okay. So we turn around and we start walking back down the same way we came in. But then my sister was like, wait, she's like, I want to buy something from this store. Because it was just a small little store. She's like, I'm going to get something really quick from this store. So she runs in like ahead of me and my dad to go into the store because she thought it was going to be like an easy in, easy out kind of thing. So she runs into the store and like we didn't even make it like by the store yet. The one that we looked into that we thought was that store we were looking for. We didn't even make it there yet. But she comes back out and she comes up to me. She comes up to me and she was like, oh, what did she say? She was like, oh, no, she came up to me, she whispered and she was like, look at who's in the store. And then she turned back around and walked back in. And I was like, what do you mean look at who's in the store? And so I looked at like the counter of the store and I see these two tall dudes. I see these two tall dudes. And my initial thought was that it was CIX because they kind of looked like CIX. And like I said, it's Weebridge and like they were at Weebridge and like I thought it was them. And I was like, well, the way that my sister came up to me and was like, look at these dudes. I was like, it has to be because Six is like her favorite group. I was like, oh my God, I almost said CIX. It's Six. I was like, that's crazy. And so we like, cause she's in the store behind these two dudes. So she has to wait for them to, you know, get done checking out. And so we go off onto the like on one of the corner, not in the store because it was a really small store, but we're waiting outside in the alleyway. Waiting in the alleyway. But there's some windows, right? It's like a doorway and there's two big windows. And so we stand over here on this side of the window so that we're behind the people, like the two dudes at the counter because they're faced that way. And we're behind them. And I was like, okay, I can get a better look and time to admire what I thought was Six, you know, from behind. And so I turn and I look. I look at these dudes, and I see the really tall one, all right? And I was like, I can't tell who that is, because at first I thought it was Hyunsuk. And I was like, I don't know who that is. And so I look at the next dude, the dude to his left. Because I was like, maybe I'll recognize him. And I look at him, and then I see the guy in a tank top and some long black hair. And I was like, wait a minute. I saw the long hair. And I was like, wait. And so then I look at the other guy again. And then I realize that it's Kun Hee. The tall dude is Kun Hee. And the dude to his left is Lido. And I was like, I started losing my mind so bad at that moment, I think. I remember I was like, oh no. And I turned around and I was like, I'm gonna go wait. And, you know, I started freaking out. I was like, I can't do this. My dad is standing outside with me. Like, it's me and my dad outside. My sister's in the store. But it's such a small store, so it's like she's just on the other side of this glass. And I was like, oh no. And so then my dad sees me freaking out. Of course, Connie being tall. Yeah, the tall dude, of course. My dad sees me freaking out. And he's like, what's wrong? He's like, what is it? What? And he like looks at the, like, in the store, because like he seen me, like, you know. I was like, I don't want to be here right now. And he looks at the dudes, and then he looks back at me and he's like, do you know them? I was like, no. But also, it was a really small store, and it was like down this little alleyway thing. And so like, and there was also no one in the alleyway, or like very limited people. And so, you know, like the door, like the counter was just right inside the door. And so I was like, if I said anything too loud, they would hear me for sure. So I didn't want to say, I really didn't want to be like, oh yeah, that's one us. It's just one us. And so I was trying to like, I was like, no, I'll tell you later. I was like, I'll tell you later who it is. And my dad's looking at me and he's like, who is it? Like, he's trying to whisper it. And I was like, Dad, I'm going to tell you later. I can't say it right now because they're right there. But then I think he realized by the way I was acting, he was like, he finally turned and was like, is that one us? And I was like, yes. That is so insane. Like, you're so fortunate. Yes and no. It was definitely a situation where I don't think I wanted to be seeing them there, but like, it is what it is. But my dad realized the way I was acting. He was like, oh, it's probably one us. I was like, he's like, it's one us, isn't it? And I said, yeah. And I'm sitting there trying to be normal. Okay. For some reason, they spent a long time in the store. They were spending a long time in the store. My sister was trying to get one thing, but they were like buying up in the store. So we were out there for like a long time waiting for them to like be done, because they were, you know, souvenir shopping or something. I don't know. And so finally they get, no, I remember they were taking forever, and I was kind of like, at that point I kind of just wanted to leave. Well, you know, because we've been standing there for so long. I was like, man, why are they taking so long? And like, one thing I like to do in any situation is I like to just try to act normal, like how I would in any other, if they were just any other people. I literally just watched them, but try not to make obvious. That's what I was doing. But we were behind them, so I got to just stare at like the back of their heads. But I was trying to like, I was like, if they were just some normal dudes taking this long at the store, I would be complaining. So I started complaining. I started complaining out loud. And I remember I must have said it really loudly. But I was like, oh my God. I was like, what are these dudes buying? I was like, what are these guys buying? They're taking forever. And I remember Lido, he like turned around and I was like, oh, and I like turned this way. Because, you know, the window, we were standing like kind of on the outside of the window. And so when he turned around, I was like, okay, well, they're going to see us standing here and I'm looking at him, you know? And I was like, okay. So I turned this way. And it's a really small store. And so I remember he like peeked out of the store. He peeked out of the store because I think he thought that there was like a line and like, you know, we were complaining about, you know, them taking forever. He heard. I'm pretty sure he heard because he looked out of the store. And I was like, oh, Jesus. I was like, you know, I was like, God. So I did this. I kind of like turned away, looked at my phone or something. But he had like this annoyed look on his face, I think. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, no, you honestly, you could take as long as you want. It's like, I'm just trying to treat you like you were normal people. And this is how that's what I would say if they were normal people, and be like, God, you're just taking forever. You just need to hurry up. So I thought that was really funny. I was like, oh, Like, I might have said that really loudly. I'm so sorry. So finally, many minutes later, they finish their purchase, okay? And they walk out of the store. And my dad, all right, is a psycho, okay? And I'm standing kind of behind him. I'm like leaning against the window and he's standing like in the middle of the alley. And they have to like walk around my dad to get out because the entrance of this alley thing is over behind us. So they have to walk around my dad to get out. Being judged by Lido. Oh, yeah. Horrible. But yeah, no, they have to walk past my dad. So my dad is like, I'm gonna say hi to them. And I was like, Dad, no. No. I was like, this is even more awkward than the last one. Because there's not any people in this alley. It's just us. And I was like, no, 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 no. And he's like, no, I'm gonna say hi to them. So they walk around and then like, because Kunhee was like the closest to my dad. Well, my dad was also like admiring them too, because he was, you know, seeing me freak out about them standing there, and so he was like admiring them. And I remember he commented, he was like, I really like his shoes. He was pointing at Kunhee. He's like, I really like his shoes because they were just Nike. I was like, Dad, they're just Nike shoes. I don't know what you mean. You like his shoes. And so he said that like way before. But when they walked out of the store, because he was like, I'm gonna say hi, he like when Kunhee gets to like the left of him over here, he like, what did he say? I think he kind of just said it. He was like, hey, I like your shoes to Kunhee. And Kunhee like looked at him like kind of like, you know, and then he like looked down. And I think he was processing what he said, what my dad said to him, you know? And so he like looked down for a minute, or like maybe a second. It was kind of a delay. He looks down, and then I think you can tell like it processed in his brain like what my dad said to him. And so then he looks back up at my dad, and he was like, oh, thank you. And then he walks he walks off. And him and Lido go that way. And I was like, Dad, I was like, God, like, why would you do that? And so by the time that whole interaction ended, my sister came out with her stuff, and I was like, did you already get your stuff? She was like, yeah, because she only needed the one thing. I was like, man, they were taking all this time to shop around in the store. Like, you know, my sister just needed this one thing, so we were in and out. And so she finishes, except Lido and Kunhee are not out of this alley yet. So we turn around because we have to exit the alley. We turn around, and now they're like in front of us. They're walking in front of us. Your dad doing the work and being brave for you. Well, I understand him, because like I think, I did the same thing. So like my sister, we met like one of these actors that she really likes, and we seen him out somewhere, and she was too afraid to go up to him. And I was like, well, I don't really know him, or you know, that much. I guess I'll go say hi, because she wanted a photo. So I was like, well, I'll just go ask him for you, because she didn't want to do it. And so I walk up to him, and I was like, hey, she wants a photo. And she was like, oh my God, you know. So I kind of understand, because like my dad is like, I don't really know One Us. I don't really care for One Us like that the way you do. So it's like easy for him. But I was still like, Dad, no. I'm like, no. Anyway, so we're exiting the alley, and they're in front of us. They're walking in front of us. So like we have to walk behind them until we exit the alley. But they go right and we go left, because we're trying to find this other store. And yeah, so that was kind of the end of our adventures. I wonder if they're gonna come in. That was the end of that. I didn't see Soho. That whole time I seen everyone but Soho. But I learned through someone else's like vlog from Weebridge, because they were also walking around that same night, and they seen Soho at the fountain the same time that Hwanwoong and Xian were. It's just he was way further down, which is crazy, because I walked down that way towards where Soho apparently was, but I didn't walk that far, because I was like, we have to walk back that way. It's like, so let's just go like a little bit. Let's just go only so far, and then we'll turn around back that way. But if I had walked just a little bit further, I would have seen it. And I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I was like, man, all I wanted to see was Soho that day, and I saw everyone else. It was crazy. That is literally so insane. I know. See, that's why I wasn't so surprised on the plane, was because I'd seen them like out in the wild like that before. So it was kind of just like another normal thing for me. We made up for that by being close to you at the airport. Yeah, he made up for it by standing like directly behind me in my personal space at the airport. That's horrible. Anyways, those are my 2 stories for today. They're really not horrible stories. They're just stories that I've like gatekept. I've been gatekeeping. Let's see if they come in. They might not. But maybe. I've been talking for so long. I've been talking for almost 3 hours. Those are amazing stories. Like, wow. Yeah, no, they're not crazy stories. It's just more like, you know, in both of those moments, I was the only one going through that. Like, a lot of people's stories, I feel, are like, you know, they're in like group settings. There's other fans there. They experience it with other fans and all this stuff. But me, like, I was the only one. Like, when we were at that store in Las Vegas, it was just me, my sister, and my dad. The only ones that saw them in that store. And then on the plane, we were like, aside from those two girls I was sitting next to, we were like the only people who they were on the plane. And so I think it was like, it was more just I was trying to keep it to myself. But at the same time, I have this like slight fear that people are gonna like take those little stories and try to like create something weird out of them. In the sense that like I don't want anyone thinking, you know, like the worst. Does that make sense? Because these all happen to be coincidences. They're all coincidences. I don't know how they happen, but they just happen, okay? But I know some people, like, they might hear those kinds of stories and then be like, it's kind of weird that you were the only one there. Or, like, you happen to see them in this one place and no one else was there. You know, I just don't want anyone thinking things like that. So I like to just keep some stories to myself. But at the same time, they're kind of exciting. You know what I mean? Like, that was exciting. I also have another story, but I have to figure out how to word it because if I start wording it a certain way, it starts to sound a little crazy. Not on my behalf. That's even worse. It's not crazy on my part. God wanted you to meet one of us so this happened. I'm saying all these moments make me feel like me and one of us were destined to be like, you know, in this path. Like I was destined to be a One Us fan and to make these kinds of contents and all this stuff, whatever, you know. They were destined to be my faves. Yeah, I do have like another story, but I have to word it a certain way for it to sound normal. So when I figure out how to do that, I will be exposing that story too. Because that actually just happened on this tour. That happened this past tour. But yeah, so those are my two grand stories for today. And that'll probably be the end of my yap session because I've been yapping for almost 3 hours. But I did want this stream to be pretty long because it is my 4-year anniversary. It's my 4-year YouTube anniversary of making One Us content, of starting like this entire journey. And so I wanted to make it a long stream just to have and to celebrate. I feel like I've been yapping for so long, to be honest. I wanted to do a little bit of a recap, but this is 3 hours long, so if anyone watches to this point, the whole thing, thank you so much for watching. You're a real one. You know, 4 years ago, I started this channel. I started this channel from literally 0 subscribers. And I didn't do anything to promote my videos, okay? Like, I would post them on Twitter, and that was it. But sometimes I would just upload videos and just leave them. And I really didn't care about like how much views I got. I didn't care about like the amount of subscribers I had or anything. It was more just I was making videos, not only because I truly enjoyed making videos, but because I wanted other tunes to be able to search up, you know, One Us content and hopefully maybe be inspired to make their own videos and, you know, maybe inspired to stan One Us, start their own collections, all this stuff. And so I never really cared about numbers or anything, so I'm really just glad, I guess, that like this channel has grown so organically up until this point. I have almost 700 subscribers, and that's only from just like uploading from like the content I do, because I haven't promoted my channel or done anything like that because I don't really care. So I just really, it's really heartwarming, I think, to just see how much the channel has grown on its own based on just the content that I've done. So that's always like my favorite thing is 4 years ago, I had 10 subscribers. All right, I uploaded my first One Us video with 10 subscribers. 4 years later, here we are with 680. That's crazy. You did because you were a fellow twin of my baby twin days. See, that was always my biggest goal. Starting this channel and everything was to do it for other fans. To do it for other One Us fans and to do it for potential One Us fans and people who didn't know anything about One Us to hopefully see that, you know, One Us has a lot to offer. The same way that a lot of other groups do. So yeah, it's been a really eventful 4 years. Luckily the channel is still growing, so maybe next year by this time we'll have even more subscribers. We'll be even bigger. But yeah, you know, I just thought this would be a nice way to celebrate 4 years on the channel. As you know, making One Us videos and all this stuff. I know nobody's watching right now, well, just the few of you. But I do want to say, maybe I'll make my own a little upload of happy 4 years to me and then upload it. But thank you so much to everyone for enjoying my content and for that's kind of the only thing is just thank you for enjoying my content, honestly. Thank you for being a supporter and encourager, and thank you for loving One Us as much as I do. But anyway, so I'm gonna end the stream here because I've been talking for so long. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna end this stream here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for hanging out with me the entire time. It was a long stream. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a good night. I hope you have a good day, or you're having a good day, or you have a good day. And I will see you in the next video, stream, whatever comes first. I will see you next time. Okay. Bye. Thank you guys for watching today. See you next time. Bye bye. Oh, sorry. I gotta do it like this. Okay. Bye for real. Bye.